Dopey.
Two guys that hate each other.
Just shut your mouth.
I hate them.
Shut up.
Don't be unkind.
Shut up, bitch.
Oh, very nice.
Shut the fuck up.
You're a fine bunch of bullies, aren't you?
I'm Opie.
I could give a fuck. I'm Jim Norton, and I'm on the radio.
Shut up.
The Opie and Anthony Show. It's all about fun, fun, fun.
I'd love to spit in your face.
I will fucking kill you.
Shut up, stupid.
I'm just a zilch and I know it. Who cares? We're trying to do a fucking radio.
I know what we're trying to do. I'm sitting here across from you. I understand that.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Despicable asshat.
And these dummies that work for us, you guys stink.
Ben looks like a tall baby.
Always laughing in the wrong places. Ben, where's the coffee?
E-Rock.
Hopefully he's going through a car wash with his mouth open.
And there's Steve.
Steve is a piece of garbage.
And you stink.
You are cordially invited to a robbery rape.
This is family entertainment.
This show is a disaster.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
If you have any poo, fling it now.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
It stinks, and I don't like it.
We don't need our damn machines. We got to welcome Jim Norton back to the program.
Hello, exactly.
Exactly. And the phones just like took off.
Yes.
Welcome back, Jim. Welcome back, Norton. Welcome back, Jimmy. And Jimmy just got here. Literally 2 minutes ago, he walked in the studio, gave us all a great big hug.
You know, we was all proud of you being a hero in the war and all.
It's like homecoming.
It certainly is.
I'm not going to lie to you. We're all in the office going, well, is he going to come in bitching, you think? I'm like, how could he come in bitching after that great set on Leno last night?
As I was coming in, we listened to traffic reports, and the guy said 5 minutes delayed to Lincoln Tunnel. Like, oh, I'll be in easily. And there was like a 30-minute delay to Lincoln Tunnel. So I'm screaming in the car, and the driver's trying to relax me, and I'm telling Ben I want to bite this guy's face. It was really awful, and I wanted to come in a good mood.
Well, that's what happened, and then Ben gets off the phone with you and is like,
He's fired up. He's pissed off. He's all pissed off. Hey, dude, there's a lot of traffic. How about the collision? The Yankees.
all right, you know,
he was all happy this morning because of the Yankees. Bastard.
You know, we got to go right to the phones because they're calling us out on something, and now we're going to look uncomfortable in front of Jimmy. Roger, go ahead.
Hey, welcome back, Jimmy.
Thanks, Roger.
Hey, what happened to y'all's other intro you had?
What intro? We only play that one day.
I know it. You guys said you all go play it for us.
What intro are you talking about, sir?
What? I'd sure like to know.
Well, on Jimmy's replacement, and Jimmy's just filling in for him.
Well, everyone's calling us out on this. Let's go to Mike. Hey, Mike.
Hey, what's happening, boys?
What's up?
Hey, what about the other intro? You know, the one with the one that Jimmy's sitting in for today.
What intro is that, sir? I'm not aware of that intro.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah, Jimmy, I hate to break you the news, but the boys made up a new intro with
We only played it once.
Oh, yeah, but, you know, and they said they were going to play it for you today when you came back, but apparently somebody forgot to bring their nuts with them when they came to work.
Sir, was it featuring more of my stuff? Is that what it was? Is that the big surprise intro?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just get them to play it for you if they got the balls to.
All right.
And, by the way, happy birthday, Jimmy.
Oh.
Thank you, buddy.
All right.
Much now.
Well, I guess we might have redid the intro for one day as a goof.
What?
I don't want to rain on this parade. We're all happy and hugging. Even Anthony hugged Jimmy.
Yeah, and I don't hug anybody.
I've known Anthony for 10 years. I don't think we've ever hugged.
No.
Actually, we got to update. It's up to 11 years now.
Wow.
But you hugged Jimmy. That was
First time with our clothes on. As a matter of fact.
We've never actually hugged face-to-face either.
Would you like to hear the show intro that we did?
Sure.
All right. Well, this is what we were going to play for you, but we figured we'd start off on a positive note today. Here it is. Opie and Dopey.
Two guys that hate each other.
Just shut your mouth.
I hate them.
Shut up.
Don't be unkind.
Shut up, bitch.
Oh, very nice.
Shut the fuck up.
You're a fine bunch of bullies, aren't you?
I'm Opie.
I could give a fuck. I'm Bill Burr, and I'm on the radio.
Shut up. The Opie and Anthony Show. It's all about fun, fun, fun.
I'd love to spit in your face.
I will fucking kill you.
Shut up, stupid. I'm just a zilch, and I know it. Who cares? We're trying to do a fucking radio. I know what we're trying to do. I'm sitting across from you. I understand that.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Despicable asshat.
These dummies that work for us, you guys stink.
Ben looks like a tall baby. Always laughing in the wrong places. Hey, Ben, where's the coffee?
Hopefully he's going through a car wash with his mouth open.
And there's Steve. Steve is a piece of garbage. And you stink.
You are cordially invited to a robbery rape.
This is family entertainment.
This show is a disaster.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
If you have any poo, bring it now.
I can't even look at Jimmy. I can't even look at him.
Why? That's great.
How funny is that?
I gotta say though, Bill's Ben is not good.
No.
Bill does not do a good Ben. That's
No.
great though. A couple times I couldn't tell if that was him or me when he's going, he stinks with the music. I'm like, wow, that was a really good me.
He very much enjoys your whole "I want to spit in your face." He says the anger comes right through the radio. You can just feel it.
And then there was something else we were doing while you were gone, Jimmy. You know our publicity photo? They made this for our 1 year on XM Satellite Radio. It's a blown-up version of the publicity shot we signed when we were out and about. And now we kind of just replace your head.
With whoever's in this, that's fair enough.
That big, bloated Bob Kelly head is stuck on there now.
And, over your head, so.
Oh, gee.
Yeah. Let's say hi to Doorknob. Doorknob, what's up?
Nothing. I just want to say and tell the guy well, hold on first. Hey, Ope. Hi, Aunt. Hi, sweet tits. Welcome back.
Thank you, fella.
Damn it. It's birthday, not birthday. You got to say it right. Happy birthday, Jimmy.
Okay.
Other than that, that's it. I'm punching out.
No, you're not. You're crashing.
You're crashing out.
In flames, my friend.
Yeah, a lot of people excited that Jimmy Norton is back. I don't even know where to begin with you, Jimmy.
I'm very happy. I couldn't sleep on the plane. I was so excited. I really was.
Oh, like a little kid on Christmas morning.
I was Arthur Ansey. Everyone else is asleep because it's a red-eye flight, and I'm wide awake just on my stupid computer up listening to tunes. I was so happy to be
Probably
back.
had the staff on the plane all nervous because you wouldn't sleep.
Dude,
like, what's he up to?
30 pisses I took. I was up every 3 minutes going to the bathroom. I was really an awful little patient, customer.
We got to back up just slightly. Obviously, Jim Norton was on Jay Leno last night and then took the red eye right after the taping.
Yes.
He called me right after the taping, and it sounded like Jay Leno's really into what we're doing, what you're doing. Seems like he's slowly becoming a fan of the show, Anthony.
That's great.
It's just a matter of time before we have Jay Leno on our program.
I'm certain of it. I'm certain.
And Jimmy was very excited, and then last I heard you were on the way to the airport, so pick it up from there, man.
Not much to tell, really. I got on the plane.
It flew?
I watched, it flew, no crashes. And I watched the Yankee loss in California with a bunch of Angel fans.
Oh, no.
But they're so non-committal. It was like a mild applause.
Really?
Yeah, it was like one of those little smattering pitter-pat applause. So it was like fine.
I was just outraged.
I was annoyed
at the way the Yankees played, and some of those calls were ridiculous. But if they played good ball and they made those ridiculous calls and lost because of it, that would have been one thing. But they played like shit.
Yeah.
They weren't talking about, here it's Bernie's last appearance in a uniform. Good. I got to see him pop one more up, and then Matsui. Just stranding people, just leaving them there with his pop-ups. A-Rod, nothing.
That double play, I wanted to sink my teeth into his fingers when he grounded into that ninth inning double play. I was so irritated.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Just a waste of me staying awake last night because now I'm fucking exhausted.
Well, fellas, they had a good year.
A part of me is glad, dude.
It's not like they spent $208 million on the team.
That's why I'm kind of happy. You know what? Because Brian Cashman, I really can't stomach. So I'm kind of glad. It's like, you know what, stupid? That's what you get when you trade away your young prospects and you go for 45-year-old pitchers who won't take pictures with little broken-down toilets of human beings. That's what you get.
Welcome to the lean years, boys.
Yeah.
I've been living the lean years for many years with the Mets.
Can anyone please help me out with that stupid fucking call down the first baseline?
Robbie Cano?
The fuck was that?
Can you explain to the people that went to bed early, like myself?
Well, Robbie Cano was running to first base, and he stayed right on the baseline and touched first before the ball got there, and he was out.
He struck out, and the catcher missed the ball, so he's allowed to run.
He can run.
And the ball was thrown. It hit him, I think, and bounced off him. But they called. No. Oh, it didn't hit him? I
No.
thought it hit him.
No, it hit the guy who was playing first right in his glove after he had touched first base. I couldn't, for the life of me, fathom. He was supposed to have been on the other side of the baseline.
It was an awful call.
Because the eyes in the back of his head are supposed to see where that ball is being thrown. It's like, oh, he went out of the baseline. The guy was right on the stripe, hit first base, and then to try to hear, what's his name, Joe Buck? Or who the hell is doing... trying to babble about it. I just wanted to put my foot through the television.
They're all Yankee haters, these guys.
Was it a big play?
Yeah. It was a pretty big play.
Pretty big play.
And you're right, they are just Yankee haters. Because every 2 seconds it's like, well, the Angels could really put it away this time. Right now. Oh, if they smash it out of the park, this one's going to be completely out of reach. Yeah. Thanks for the reminder.
I didn't
notice
haters.
That.
Well, Joe Morgan.
You want the rest of the country to like the Yankees?
Yes.
They're crazy.
No, but the announcers are supposed to be impartial. Just announce the game, you
The rest of the country
fucking robot.
wants Angels, White Sox, not Yankees, not Red Sox.
I had to listen in California with the Angels home team announcer.
Oh, boy.
And he was calling Vladimir Guerrero Vladdy, and the other guy Fig something. What's his name? He was calling him Figgy. And Figgy had a double.
Figgy.
It was really
Little
awful.
pet names.
Really awful.
Play rule, Major League Baseball official rule book. In running the last half of the distance from home base to first base while the ball is being fielded to first base, he runs outside to the right of the 3-foot line or inside to the left of the foul line, and in the umpire's judgment, in doing so, interferes with the fielder's taking the throw at first base. Again, like I said, I don't understand what the fuck that means. The guy's running. His back is to the ball. It wasn't like he pulled that goddamn, what was that, an A-Rod move last year when he went completely out of the baseline?
You should be able to run at first base any way you want. And if you get beamed in the back, hey.
Right.
Why not?
Just all he's trying to do is
first
beat the
base
throw.
and a bruise to the back.
But regardless, that wouldn't, they played like shit. That collision was great. That gay sex we saw out in the outfield was just fantastic. Two men couldn't hold off any longer. They had to just fucking pile into each other. Well, looked like me and Jim in the studio this morning.
Right, that was a little awkward. You don't know how to hug a man.
Hey, wow. I guess I should take some lessons. Or
it was quite awkward to see you hug Jimmy.
You know what it is? I lift my leg up and point my toe. You got to. I do a little breakfast at Tiffany's hug.
There was a lot of happiness and a lot of hugging, and Ant knew he had to do it.
I did the hug in the backpack.
Yeah, you did a little
pat.
Back pat
battle? What? Little pat on the back.
I was going to go for the handshake hug thing. What do they call that? There's a name for that?
Urban and awful.
Homo. Is that where you just grab the hand and pat the shoulder?
There's actually a name for
the
that.
little bump, the chest bump thing.
It's a hug, shake, a shug. Maybe they call it. I'm serious. They
shake hug.
They combine the two and they call it a shug or something like that. Christian from the Red Sox Nation. Hey guys, take it from a Red Sox fan. There's always next year.
Oh, stop! I don't want to be commiserating with Red Sox fans. I don't need Red Sox fans to teach me how to accept a loss. I know they played like dog crap. That's what happened.
Well, Machine's a big game pitcher. That's who you want in there.
All right, enough of that. Who cares?
Thanks.
Well,
you guys are...
It's over, Johnny.
Exactly.
No more baseball season now.
Good.
Who cares?
That Cashman should be shot, and I can enjoy my week here. I was kind of happy they lost because now people in New York could watch me on Leno last night without waiting for the end of that dumb ninth inning.
God, could you imagine? Could you imagine if everyone was still watching the game instead of Jimmy on Leno? Let's go to Dave in Connecticut. Hey, Dave.
Hey, guys. As a Red Sox fan, I just want to say, welcome to the shit. This happens to us every single year. I don't want to hear any more shit from you Yankees fans.
Ugh.
I'm done with it.
Dude, are you trying to, rag on me because you're whining? Really?
Oh, no, I'm not whining.
Ah.
No, not at all. See, now, this is just called a little bit of retribution. It's now after the year 2000. You guys... It's done.
Sir,
the curse of the gay rod exists.
You guys got swept.
That's all right.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
In the 20th century, we have a win. At the World Series, at least.
All right.
In the 20th century. Good. Well, how about the 21st century?
How about we... exactly. You did get one in the 20th century. We all know that.
Yeah. We got a couple in the 20th. We got 21st century. We got one now. So there.
Hey, one per century. You guys are doing great.
Yeah, better than you guys are.
The Mets did okay.
The Mets.
We have one or we have two in the 20th century and none in the 21st century. There you go. All right, thanks, Rob. We're moving on here. Let's say hi to Rob on Long Island. Hey, Rob, what's up?
What's going on, guys?
Hey,
man. Jimmy, I'm so happy you can make it back on your birthday today.
Oh, thank you, man.
What a coincidence, right?
I know. But Jimmy, Anthony, let those Shining references rain today.
Ah, yes.
Oh, yeah, the whole time Jimmy was gone, Anthony, I didn't hear you say one Shining reference. So.
And it was...
I don't think I did.
And it was wonderful.
You didn't miss them?
It was like in heaven.
Why didn't anybody call and correct me?
It was a wonderful few weeks without that Shining crowd.
You can't just have some other person in the seat and share something like that.
Especially while I'm on flight 237.
We don't even remember who sat in that seat for the last 3 weeks. No idea. I think we had like 12 replacements.
You want to do third mic, Doc? Yeah.
Patrice Cook.
He was great yesterday, actually.
Oh, he's hilarious.
Yeah.
Had a lot of fun with Patrice.
I saw his HBO special, too, yesterday.
Did you?
Finally, I got it on demand. And goddamn, is he funny. He is a funny motherfucker, that Patrice.
Hell yeah.
I haven't seen any of them. I saw Louis, and that was the only one I saw. I didn't see Billy's.
Billy's is really funny.
I saw
Patrice is really funny.
Billy's was great.
I have an Earthquake.
I didn't see Earthquakes. No. The only one I saw was Billy's, I guess, at this point.
Yeah, Patrice's is really good.
I'll see Patrice's tonight.
He just gets where women just fucking hate him. The women in the audience are just like, what is he? He's talking about relationships and how, guys just don't want to hear any shit from the women, and he pulls it off.
We don't like you? Is that the one where he's telling women we don't like you?
We don't like you. He goes through this hypothetical situation of a girl got in a train accident and had her vagina removed. Like what you would do to keep your man. Yeah. He goes, after like the 3-month period, because you can't just leave a bitch after she loses a vagina in a train accident. Hysterical. And he's like accepting answers from the women. You know, what would you do to keep your man if you lost your vagina? And they don't know, and then they just start yelling out shit like, I used the mouth, or I still got my ass. And he goes, see? You women are talking about yourself like you're just a collection of holes for us. I'm supposed to think more of you? It's really funny shit,
I can't wait to watch that. Let's say hi to Brian in Virginia. Brian!
Good morning, boys. How are you?
All right, Brian.
Hey, man.
I just wanted to say welcome to Bill Burr's replacement. Happy birthday.
Thank you, fella.
And you have a great time. I loved you, okay?
Thanks, buddy.
We were talking about the fact that we get a lot of new listeners every day.
Absolutely, yep.
And there are people who have no clue who Jim Norton is.
Yep.
They think that we just have this rotating stable of comics, and you're like the new guy.
Or there's people who know me for 1 week on the show and then know Billy for 2 weeks and Patrice for a week. I mean, there's people who probably had a week of XM before I left. So, yeah, I thought of that, too.
Yeah,
people are just coming aboard every day. It's nuts. And then we got that DirecTV that hits, the middle of November?
Yes.
Oh, my God, that's going to be huge for us. Brian from posthorrors.net. Hey, Norton, how did Leno's water taste last night? We should get into the Leno thing.
I can't believe I did that again.
Oh, that's right. You did it last time, too.
It was a complete accident.
Right in front of you.
Yeah.
It's like on the corner of his desk, and your water is kind of on a round table in front of you or something. And it's a longer reach, it looks like. I don't know. I've never been on the Leno set, Jimmy.
Well, it says guest 2 and guest 1 on the other cups.
It does.
But Jay says Tonight Show. I noticed as I brought it to my lips, and I didn't realize it wasn't mine until he scolded me. And I was like,
yes, he did. And then he threw it away.
That was a great moment.
And I was telling you guys before we came on, my mind, the minute I drank out of his cup, I'm immediately I want to tell him, all right, don't drink out of that. You're going to start losing weight quickly. But it got such a good laugh from the audience. The moment I just decided against it. I'm so glad I decided against it, too. But that wouldn't have been appropriate.
The AIDS joke.
Yeah. But I was thinking of trying to find a HIV one real quick, without saying it, of course.
Did you just want to bury your face in that chick's lap next to you?
Absolutely.
You made her so uncomfortable.
Oh, she was hot, man.
It was great.
Is that what they do now? They do it on purpose? They put a hot chick next to you so you can just look like a fucking creep.
Yeah, I think so. Like whatever girl's like under 25 who's just gonna be disgusted by my presence. Dakota Fanning's next.
Well, Jimmy, walk us through this whole thing, man.
I've been working on the set for probably 2 weeks. I thought I was going to do it next Monday, so I'd have a week in New York to work out, do 4 sets a night. In L.A., I'm trying to work this out. You're getting like 1 set a night. The improv was great. Some of the clubs were great. I did have a problem with one woman who I'm going to try to get on the air tomorrow because I I want to take a dump in her eyeball. She wouldn't put me on her awful stage, and she knew I was doing Leno because she was just being a whore. So I got the set worked out, and I was nervous, man. I was like, this one I was kind of nervous about because I didn't feel prepared. I was bombing horribly all week. It was dying. This is why I don't do ethnic shows. Friday night, there's a great club in L.A. called the Ha Ha Cafe. It's like a little New York place. Awful name. Agreed. Agreed. Awful name. But it's actually a great club. But Friday was Latin night, and I didn't know. And they bring me up, and just the stares on those awful faces. As soon as I walked up, whenever your intro, they say, like, Boricua! They all clap. I was like, fuck.
You just know you're going to the firing squad, right?
And they don't get irony at all. Like, I walk up, and I'm like, how are you? Nobody answers, so I use my standard line of, what, did I suck on the way up?
Yeah.
Nothing.
How
did that not get a laugh, you fucking idiots? Of course, I didn't say that.
Were they wearing the hairnet and that flannel shirt with just the top button?
No, it wasn't that bad. I wouldn't have gone, no. No, there was a couple of white faces.
Better make me laugh, Ese.
You got to just throw some Spanish into your act.
That's
all they want.
Yeah, maybe.
Just one line of Spanish.
Call yourself the Punisher. That'll do it. No?
Nice. Oh, he's terrific, though. That guy. Those sketches get me every time. That race does do that. You. Good point.
So you did Latin night. It was awful.
Horrendous. Dude, I bombed. But I bombed on every white show I did, too. I was on a death roll.
Why is that?
Couldn't get the set right. Couldn't figure out the opening. I kept opening with the photo stuff. I could not get the opening. I couldn't get the closing. None of it was making sense. It was just bombing everywhere. And I've done all this stuff in New York. And I finally, Saturday night at the Improv, it clicked. It just worked. And then...
Well, that's odd how that happens.
Weird, man. All of a sudden it started to work for me. And then I went out and did 4 last night or 3 last night. And then Monday it worked. But I was really nervous about this.
Yeah, it looks great. You didn't look nervous at all.
And then you just arrive at NBC. I mean,
you get there. The car picks you up.
I want to hear about this.
The car. Opie, the car.
The car.
There's a black, it's like a nice town car. With a little water in there.
Because you're a fancy person.
Fancy man.
Right.
Demands a fancy vehicle.
Of course.
They pick you up at 2:30 for a 3:15 arrival. I'm living in Los Feliz, which is like 10 minutes from the studio, which I didn't know. And you get there, and they bring you back, and you relax for a little while. And then you hang out
in your dressing room?
Yeah. You have a dressing room.
Are you with the other celebrities?
No, Keira Knightley was in the dressing room next to me.
Of course. Can't have her with him in the same dressing room.
Well, she showed up like 5 minutes before showtime.
Really?
Of course, freaking Ernest Eager. I'm there like, 2:30. Hi, is Jay around? Nervous asshole.
They're still unloading the seats.
Yeah. The fucking killers are all passed out, face down, and vomit somewhere, and I'm there eating fruit alone in the dressing room. They don't even have my name thing on the door yet. That's how you know you're early, when the Spanish guy actually brings the fruit in while you're in the dressing room.
That's great.
Hi, here to do a little comedy, sir. Oh, okay.
So you're just pacing around in this room eating fruit?
Just hanging out, eating fruit. I got a sandwich, and
was there any? Did you have anyone there with you?
Well, no, nobody had showed up yet, except for
no, I mean anyone you brought.
You bring up your posse?
No, stupid Yoshi, and Yoshi has the worst friend. His friend Isaac, who's a comedian, who's a nice guy, but he's just awful. He's just looking at his flannel shirt. He's just awful. And they just look awful together, 2 of them there with their cameras. I wanted to smack both of them. Hanging out in the dressing room, just draining all life and fun. But they came later, and David, my manager, and Jonathan came. So, it was cool. All 4 of us just hung out. But for a while, I was by myself with Bob and Ross, the guys that booked the show.
Yeah.
And then you go out on the stage. We're going to go show you where your cue is. And they're also worried about upsetting Jay, who's the nicest guy on earth.
Really?
Because I'm going
that's their job, yeah.
I get they would worry they're going to piss him off, but they bring you out there's a little C on the stage, which I guess stands for comic. It's in the middle of the thing, and they go, you just walk out. And then so, of course, Jay is out there, and he says hello, and welcome back, and he's just a great guy, man. He makes you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Right.
And then he'll come in the back in the dressing room and hang out and talk to you for a while. And then you go out and do the show.
How long does he talk to you for?
Usually about 10, 15 minutes.
Seriously?
Yeah, I don't know how he is with the other guests, but with the comedians, he really has a comedian thing. He really likes the comedians, man. And we were talking about the whole like Letterman thing. I told him how we played the clips, and he was like, "Oh, like you seemed like he was cool with that." And he's like, "Yeah, I don't know why we have the reputation of not being edgy." He was like kind of surprised, like, "I don't know why people have that kind of thing attached to us."
Yeah, I was telling Jimmy before the show I had to do my own research, but now I'm with you. Leno's much edgier, because I've been doing the DVR lately, and I've been watching some monologues and stuff before the show in the morning when I'm drinking coffee. And Letterman's doing jokes about how big the rats are in New York City and how the hookers are hanging out in Times Square. And I'm like, dude, man, you're so out of touch. No one would think there's hookers in Times Square. And every time I mention this, you get an NYPD cop saying, hey, they're still down there. But you wouldn't think that. Right. It looks like Disneyland. We've all said that now. It has completely changed. And Letterman saying that the hookers in Times Square, it's like, what? Why don't you take a walk one of these days and see what's going on in the city that you're broadcasting from?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he gets a limo in, does his show, and limoed right back out to Westchester, wherever the hell he lives. He doesn't know what's going on in this city anymore. And then you go to Leno, and he's doing edgy material about what's in the news.
Yeah, the Pakistan and New Orleans. He told me that joke in the dressing room. He was really happy with that one. So I was like, dude, it's just great to see. I said I was so happy with the Michael Jackson thing. You went right after the race. And I said Letterman did a joke about, this. And he wouldn't badmouth Letterman. I mean, they know each other a long time.
Yeah.
But he's like, oh, tonight we got to go on about New Orleans and Pakistan. He was just like any other comment.
Excited.
Just so happy that he had like a really topical, edgy one. It was just great to see him get all happy about the earthquake joke.
He's just a kid when it comes down to it,
He's just a comic who wants to just wreck people's day.
Yeah, you're right. So then what are you thinking when you're in the dressing room, the show has begun?
You watch it on a little monitor, and you want to watch how the lead guest does. You want to see what the audience... But the way they told me, this is the way it works. Bob and Ross told me that the way it works is people tune in for the lead guest, and they actually come to the studio for the music guest. Like, that's the way it normally works. So the Killers were the band. So as we're driving in, I'm seeing all this young audience, which I thought, this is great. Yeah. Very few old people. I mean, they were all kind of young, 20 years old.
Yeah.
And so Keira Knightley was very good. I mean, the people seemed to like her. I really didn't listen. I just kind of watched for the reaction.
You don't want to like musical guest Tony Bennett?
Yeah, no.
Oh. No.
They almost put me on tonight with Clint Black, and Bob and Ross were like, no, not him with Clint Black.
Thank God they think about shit like that.
So they think that out. That's smart.
Those guys do, yeah. They're animals, man. They book the comedians, and they know. It just wouldn't have worked. Because the producers sometimes don't think. They're just trying to line up the weeks of shows.
Now, this was your third time on Leno. So you're sitting there, the show has begun, you're in the dressing room. What's going through your head? Are you more relaxed than the first time, obviously?
Yes and no. I actually left the dressing room because I don't, my managers and Yosh and Isaac were hanging out, so I just walked by myself and went over my act in my head real quick. You go over the cue cards with the guy. He comes in. He goes, all right, what's your cues? So you have I put the idiot lines that I'm going to need, and I know where he's going to be standing. And Stuttering John, obviously, is now his lead-in guy. So we talked for like 15 minutes, just about L.A. and whatever. But I walked up by myself just to go over my act. I was a little bit tense about this one because I hope this set works.
What do you got, like your intro lines to each bit you're doing?
Like the first one. The first one was like sinuses.
That's all written down for you?
Well, whatever bullet points
like,
you want.
Yeah. Thought stars or whatever.
And I needed it once this time, too. There was something after the sinuses that I didn't remember where I was going to go because I kept switching the order, so I just kind of glanced down real quick. And I was like, okay, there it is. It's cool. I knew it was there.
Yeah.
And I went into it.
Wow.
Oh, that's very interesting.
That would be too nerve-wracking for me. I'd lose my mind. I'd run off the stage naked, like pulling my hair out, just screaming in horror. It'd be so nerve-wracking. I couldn't take it. Yeah. Let's give a big round of applause for Anthony Cumia. Just run backstage crying.
Baton Rouge, Anthony. Baton Rouge.
Yeah. They just got to call up some L.A. hack to replace you.
Replace me because he ran off screaming naked, ripped his clothes off like oil can. Just went crazy and ripped my clothes off.
That's great. Say hi to Kevin. Kevin in Connecticut. What's up, Kevin?
Hi, guys. Who's this Jimmy Norton guy? He sucks.
Kevin.
Hello.
Kevin.
Did you guys hear? Oh, you guys didn't see it. He said Opie and Anthony.
Yeah, Jay has a weird thing with their name. It's like
very
you did
hard
it last
to
time
say.
too. It's like
I guess.
You know what it is? It's because you're going for the and. It's like open ant. It's like Opie and Anthony. It's just a. He did it the last time. It's like Bush saying nuclear.
Yeah.
You guys joke about that all the time. He did it.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, he plugged. God, he plugged us like 3 times last night on the show. I thought that was cool as hell.
Yeah, he did that too. He was great, man.
All right. Well, we got some audio from the Tonight Show appearance.
Yeah, I haven't heard it.
Yes.
It's great. It starts with an O&A plug before headlines. Let's listen to this real fast.
Welcome back. We got a good show tonight. The lovely Keira Knightley is here. She's in the new movie Domino, plays the kick-ass bounty hunter.
Yes. Bad, you know, I always used to see such a sweet, little English frail. Now she's, wow. Oh, she's terrific. A very funny comedian, Jim Norton. You probably hear this guy if you listen to Opie and Anthony on the XM. Yeah, they're like the hottest guys on radio. And he's very funny comic from that show. He'll be here.
How cool is that?
Ooh, Jay.
And he corrected himself.
Yes.
Yeah, it did say open in the, but this time he stopped himself and then said it right.
Yeah, it's like a verbal tick.
That is so cool.
Yeah, it's great, man.
And the hottest show on radio,
Very
whatever
good.
he said, that's great.
I like that.
He's talking about us?
That's right.
He certainly is.
Yes, he is. Through our little contact in the Hollywood there, Jimmy Norton.
Now look, man, it's people love the fact that you guys, let's just say, are wrecking other people's day.
Yeah.
You don't know how many people in the business love you guys for that. That you are just balls out.
Yeah,
trashing
rumor
other
has it that Leno's paying attention. Let's just put it that way.
Nice.
That's what I hear. I hear thanks.
It's a great plug.
Going out to Hollywood, learn the comedy business.
Yeah.
We're hearing thanks. Anyway, let's do your stand-up here, huh?
All right.
A lot of people out there that probably didn't stay up for the Leno last night. Well, I mean, a lot of people did, but then there's others that didn't. I don't know. I just put myself in a bad position.
No, you just described everybody in America. Some people were up. Some people weren't.
I was too angry to laugh.
Really?
I went right to sleep.
Yeah. Well, we all watched it this morning in the office, and
yes.
We were very, very happy and very, very proud of you there, Jimmy.
Thanks, man.
And in case you missed it, here it is.
Alrighty. The next guest, very funny comedian, starring in his own one-night stand comedy special on HBO, which premieres October 21st. Every morning you can hear him on the Opie and Anthony show on XM Satellite Radio. It's the hottest show there is. Please welcome Jim Norton, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks, everybody. It's good to be back. How are you? I'm actually spending a lot of time in L.A. now, and I'm lonely, man. I don't meet a lot of women. And one of the main reasons is I have really bad sinuses. You don't realize how disgusting you sound until you see that look on somebody else's face. I don't even realize I'm doing it. It's like, hey, can I get you a drink? And I don't know what turns a girl off more is the sniffle or the swallow that comes right after it. I spent about 2 hours today looking at photos of myself. Not good. I've never photographed well, and I finally realized why. It's because cameras are accurate. I'm not a good smiler. Like, some people can just smile on cue, but for me, it has to happen naturally and organically. Like, maybe you're out in a mall, you see a very old person tumble face first down an escalator. Only natural, a smile should pop out. But when somebody tells me to do it, I think it's my shame, but I just kind of smirk and slouch. And I don't mean to do it, but someone's like, smile, and I always go. Every time I'm photographed, I look like an athlete should be visiting me in a hospital. I always hate when I'm online talking to a girl in a chat room, and she's like, send a picture. I'm like, well, that's the end of this conversation. And I hate, like, the chat room lingo, like that little abbreviation people use. LOL, laughing out loud. Are you? Because it used to be a natural expression to kind of make a mechanical conversation seem more real. But now it's this, like, anchor at the end of every lame, uncomfortable online moment. I use it myself. You ever try to get somebody to talk dirty? You got to throw LOL in there just in case they get angry. Like a woman says something totally innocent, like, that sucks. And you type back, well, sucking isn't always bad, LOL. Just in case she gets mad. You're like, oh, no, I'm just laughing out loud. I mean, I'm not sweating with my pants around my ankles typing lefty. I'm creepy. I'm not a good flirt. My idea of flirting is walking into a really crowded club and standing an inch behind a girl and tickling the back of her arm and whispering, coochie, coochie, coo. Some things are creepy only in context. Like, I happen to lick my lips to moisten them. Sometimes that's acceptable, other times, disgusting. If you're talking to somebody and they're like, hey, how are you? And you're like, I'm a little tired. That's not bad. But it's a different story if you're talking to someone and they're like, yeah, my daughter just left for school. And you go, really? How old is she? I'm insecure around women. You know what part of my body I really hate? Besides my torso, neck, and chin? My feet are a genetic abomination. Size 7.5. Triple E width. That's almost a perfect square. Normally, the only way to get feet like that is for a duck to impregnate a Lego person. And I had a foot injury recently. I twisted my ankle, and I didn't want to go to the doctor because I had this irrational fear of the medical profession, like I'm going to go for a twisted ankle and find out I have syphilis. But I've always had really, really bad pain in my feet, so I finally went to see somebody, and he goes, oh, I see the problem. Your left leg is a little longer than your right leg. Oh, that's a relief. Thank God it's not a muscle pull. Nice to know it's only a mild skeletal deformation. And now I'm completely self-conscious, because you know you have something wrong with you. You feel like everybody else can see it. So I'm talking to a woman, but the whole time I'm talking to her, internally, I feel like, can I buy you a drink? I forgot my burlap mask with the eye hole cut in it. Thanks a lot, buddy. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Yay! Jimmy Norton getting huge laughs on Jay Leno last night.
They were lovely.
Huge laughs. You kidding me?
A lovely crowd.
I think we snuck your set on opieandanthony.com and FoundryMusic.com.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
It'll stay up there until NBC, tells us to knock it off.
Yank it.
I don't think they'll mind.
Or they'll sue us. Nah, they've been cool to us so far, right?
Look at that. Hilarious. Good job. Goddamn Jimmy gets better with every appearance.
Oh, thank you, guys.
Hysterical. Yeah, the rave reviews.
So who's out from Harry from the Ron and Fez show?
Yeah, sometime this morning we're going to have to just catch up, we're going to have to do a little catch-up with Jimmy.
Oh, yeah.
Is he still around?
Harry?
Oh, yeah.
He is still around?
Oh, yeah. There's been problems with Harry.
Of course.
Issues.
Yeah, we'll get into that a little bit.
Okay.
Well, then you walked over to the couch and talked to Jay Leno.
Yes.
So let's listen to this.
Oh, very funny stuff, but that's okay. I'll get another water. Is that yours? No, don't worry about it. We'll just throw this away right now.
Sorry about that.
Oh, no problem. Well, congratulations. You got a TV series? Tell me about that.
It's a sitcom on HBO called Lucky Louie. I'm not the star. But I have a great part. I play like a really creepy, ill-informed pervert.
Wow.
It's every week my script comes, it just says, show up. I'm not a good actor. I mean, on this, I'm fine. You're terrific, by the way. You really are.
Thank you.
But I don't don't get nervous doing stand-up. It's so weird. Acting is like, I tend to panic when I'm acting and I overdo it.
Yeah.
You always tell, like, when a comic's nervous acting because my eyes bug out. It's like, where are you going, Bob? Oh, I suck. Sometimes I read little stage directions in parentheses. Where are you going, Bob? Looks at Bob.
No, I'm fine.
And the hardest part of acting, I've always found, is listening. It's really hard to, like, listen. That's how you connect in the scene, is you listen. But I'm so worried I'm going to forget my dialogue, like I don't listen to the other actor. Right. So there's no connection. The whole time they're talking, all I'm thinking is, not my turn, not my turn, not my turn. And then when it's my turn, I bug out, act. Not my turn, not my turn.
Well, it sounds like you have a fine career ahead of you. Yeah. Well, Jim, very funny. Again, once again, Opie and Anthony show on XM Radio, and of course on One Night Stand on HBO on the 21st.
Thanks
Good
so much,
job,
guys.
buddy.
Thank you.
All right, be right back with the Killers right after this.
That was great. Yeah, a couple things. You drank Jay's water. You got to see the video for that.
Yeah.
That was priceless, and Jay went with it, and he got a huge laugh.
And then I offered him some of mine, and he turned it down.
Yeah. No thanks.
And could you see me lick my lips after I looked at her and said, "You're terrific"?
No, I didn't see that.
You did.
Oh, yeah, because I did a callback from the after I said, "You're terrific," and I licked my lips. I didn't know if that would show up, but it was really creepy.
She didn't know what to do. She was squirming, and she looked like she was going to move over completely to the next seat, and then realized, wait, I can't do that. I'm on TV with Jay Leno. That's the only reason she didn't move away from you.
Did they have to put out the foot thing for your foot? That little platform?
No, but last time I was there, I actually tried to put my feet on. They goes, "Oh, you gotta move your feet," and they actually slid it in. I was like, shit. I like the platform, Jay.
That's for when little kids come out that could, like, spell all the presidents' names and stuff. They put them in there, and they slide that little piece of wood out for them to stand on.
Perhaps a tot who'd won the spelling bee.
Right. Little Jimmy's feet are just dangling like a puppet.
Two little fat Doc Martens hanging with nowhere to be placed.
And then, just to finish this up, then at the end of the show, Jay gave us another plug.
Oh, did he at the end?
I think so, yeah.
Come on in, you guys. Kara, Jim. I want to find my guest, Jim Norton, on HBO and the Opie and Anthony show. Thank you very much, Kara Knightley. Stay tuned for Conan coming up next. Good night, everybody.
I didn't even catch that one. That's
great.
That's a friend taking care of his friends right there.
That is nice.
Jimmy didn't have to get the Opie and Anthony plugs in. Trust me, with the whole HBO thing going on.
Well,
you had enough to plug.
No, do it, please.
Because your HBO half-hour comedy special's on Friday the 21st.
Yeah, we won't be here that week, though, either. I was unfortunate this show's off that week before.
We're like the faithful wife, Ope. That's what we are to Jimmy. The faithful wife that just stays there, steadfast, supporting her man, and Jimmy's out there just fucking hot chicks. Like, he's got the HBO, he's got the Leno, things like that. He's just fuck. But we're here. Yeah, did you have a good trip, dear? We're here with dinner.
And we're barely holding on. You know
that.
I
know, yeah.
We're one more thing he has to plug from being dropped from the list of plugs.
Yeah,
we're the last plug. It's still there. It's right there.
We gave you the best years of our lives.
I really do leave you with a load in you and a house dress on, and then fly off to the palm tree West Coast.
Yeah. All it's going to take is a small role in like an Adam Sandler movie or something.
And it's over.
And it's like, well, I got the HBO thing and the new movie. Sorry, guys.
Something's got to go.
Something's got to go. It's been fun.
Oh, there she is, backing away from Jimmy a little bit.
Licking my lips.
Oh, yeah, all right.
Creep I look like.
Yeah, is that a still shot or the video?
Still shot.
Is that online?
Will be.
Yeah, we're gonna throw the still shot online of you licking your lips after you said that she's lovely or whatever you said, whatever the line was.
Could you smell her cunt?
She wore a larder top.
She's beautiful. She's the one from Pirates of the Caribbean, right?
Yeah, she's
Caribbean
really,
or whatever.
Yeah, Caribbean. She's actually Caribbean.
They say it both ways. I don't know.
It can be said both ways.
I've been practicing since you've been gone, Jimmy. I speak much better.
I think I say Caribbean.
I say Caribbean. Yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
She was very nice too. A lovely gal, very friendly. If you know what I mean.
Oh.
I was going to ask her out on the show. Really put her on the spot.
Wow, put her on the spot.
But there wasn't enough time because they let me. My panel wasn't. They didn't know if it was going to be 3 minutes, but they told me it was going to be 2, so I went a little long on the stand-up.
Yeah.
They tell me to go long if you want. They were great.
We should play the Killers today from Leno last night. If we could get that into
break.
They were good. I love the Killers. They're one of the hottest bands out there right now. Why don't we take a break? We're just getting warmed up. It's homecoming for Jimmy Norton. He's here the rest of the week, and we couldn't be happier. We got lots to do. We got to catch up on a bunch of things. We got Audio Slave coming in today at 9 a.m. That's going to be a huge deal for us. Also, Anthony, the movie trailers that we've been doing. We'll explain this to Jimmy after the break. The Opie and Anthony movie trailers.
Explain that to Jimmy?
Is this what The Shining one is?
You've been gone this long.
Well, we have, I don't know, we had about 20 of them that came in. And we got
it's not The Shining. Oh.
You know which one I mean, though, right?
No, it's not that. Pay attention.
I don't know.
You don't have your MiFi working yet, do you, in L.A.?
You haven't listened to one goddamn show since you've been gone.
Listen,
we've been following your career while you've been out in L.A.
Yeah.
The least you could do is figure out how that MiFi works.
You guys may look at yourselves as the wife, but I still look at you as the hot chick. And when you know there's a freckled red dick getting stuck into your hot chick, you don't want to hear it.
That's why we love you, bro. That's hilarious.
Andy's a Red Sox fan.
Anyway, the Shining thing was funny, and that is on OpieandAnthony.com where they redid the Shining trailer with.
It's a visual thing though.
Yeah, it really is. We tried it on the radio; it didn't really work, but they turned the trailer around to make it look like a
romantic comedy.
Like a romantic comedy, sure. So. The listeners made their own Opie and Anthony movie trailer.
Oh, nice.
It started with. Have you heard the Laszlo movie trailer?
No.
Holy shit!
I haven't heard it.
What the? Who the hell are you? We used to do a radio show with you.
No, I'm catching up.
All right, we'll go to break with the Laszlo movie trailer. No, we'll save that actually. We're just going to go to break, and we'll figure it all out in a few minutes here.
Anthony Virus. Get infected.
I want to know why.
I got the audio, by the way.
Why is Al Qaeda or El Qaeda or whatever? What is it with Bali? Did some Al Qaeda guy have a bad vacation there or something? I mean, what the fuck? I thought it was a vacation, tiki torches and shit. I mean, what, are they gonna blow up Senor Frogs in fucking Cancun next?
There's some kind of huge terrorist activity down there, over there. I don't know why either. There's a lot of Muslims, is what it is. A lot of Muslims down there.
Ramadan
What's that, Derek? Derek knows that?
No, it's supposed to be one of the second largest Muslim nation or something.
Yeah, there's a lot of Muslims.
It's like the Muslim Hamptons.
Is it? They vacation there.
You know what I love about this show? If you have a mic in front of you, you can be an expert on something.
Isn't that great?
Like Derek is an expert on.
It's very high concentration of the Muslims down there.
I know, because I've been studying this for the last 10 years.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I got to get back to the horse fuck video.
Right. That's what I love about it.
Like that Encyclopedia Britannica commercial from the 80s. I was a kid doing a research report on space.
Yeah.
Remember that fucking thing?
He knows a little bit about everything, too.
I listen to all the talk shows, and I watch the pundits on TV, and I'm like, what makes him an expert? Just because there's a camera on him?
A microphone.
Right.
That's it.
The microphone.
Derek had confidence.
I don't know shit. I don't know shit. I know everything. I know everything. Back here, I'm just an asshole again. I'm just an asshole. I don't know shit. I don't know nothing. Fucking Einstein. Right here. I'm Alvin Einstein.
The confidence Derek had.
Oh, let me crank this mic up.
Let me tell you what I know.
Phineas J. Whoopi.
Phineas J. Whoopi.
The gross national product of Bali.
There are times we discuss shit, and I'll say something, and
yeah.
We don't know.
Mr. Whoopi.
Why are there so many terrorist events in Indonesia?
Don't open that closet.
Gee, Tennessee, first let me get out my globe and I'll show you. A lot of rat-headed animals seem to live down there, Tennessee. They like blowing each other up, strapping bombs to themselves, and whoopee! High body count. They can't stand the Christians. Mr. Whoopi, you're the greatest.
This is the
York Times Square. Todd?
Hey there, Greta. Mayor Michael Bloomberg is spending his day defending his actions to make the threat public and also to flood the city subways with thousands of police officers and extra security, saying he would rather err on the side of caution. And of course, many subways also being rather cautious today. Reporters reporting countless abandoned bags and other suspicious items. This bag found on train tracks in Midtown.
And we're back with the Opie and Anthony program. That is the leader as far as the Assault on the Media contest goes for October. Good friend of the show, No Filter Paul. He does Jim Norton's T-shirts, and he looked like a raving lunatic.
Because he is.
On Fox News on Friday night.
What a horse's ass.
During Greta's old TV show. He lost his mind.
He really is a limey boob.
The video's great. It's up on opieandanthony.com. You're going to have to beat that to be the winner of the Assault on the Media contest for October. They added prizes, Anthony. We got the MiFi. We have Dinner with E-Rock. We have the World Poker Tour Season 2 on DVD. Ministry of Sound Stick Axe Music Mixer. What the hell is that? That sounds pretty cool.
Wow.
And it finally admission to the Opie and Anthony show where you hang out all day and check out what we do every day here. All right. Oh, a 1-year free subscription for the MiFi that you'll win as well.
Nice.
And No Filter Paul is in the lead. The video is just priceless. It looks like he just lost his mind. He looked like a crazy person from like 12 Monkeys or something.
12 Monkeys.
He just
in the teeth, Bob. In the teeth.
Well, they were 12 Monkeys, but they were all trying to put their dick in his wife's mouth.
She's now admitting that it really wasn't rape in that bathroom stall, that she just wanted black cock.
Yeah, she just wanted to suck him off.
She just wanted the black one, so.
That was a great assault, by the way. Paul looks nuts in that. It
yeah,
really
like
is
a lunatic.
scary.
They had to pull him. They had to pull him out of the camera, you know.
It is definitely
shot.
one of those clips where it looks like one of those bad science fiction movies, and he's the guy that, like, they're coming! They're coming!
Yeah,
like that crazy guy.
Yeah, I really like that Assault on the Media a lot.
That's the type of face you see on somebody who's interrupting, like, 9/11 hearings.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? The government knew all along! All right. Did they?
Yep. Pictures of Keira Knightley naked.
What?
And, the links don't work. Who's that? Nick from Boston?
You can't get anywhere with that.
What are you doing to me, Nick from Boston?
Hey, speaking of that story, the subway terror alert, it's done, right?
Oh, yeah.
After all the fear they gave us?
Yeah, that wasn't quite as scary as first anticipated.
Jim, did you hear all about this in L.A. probably?
Yes. It was
a national story, obviously.
Were you worried for us, Jimmy?
They were searching the baby strollers. Yeah, you didn't call your pals.
About what?
Don't take the subway, guys.
I was getting phone calls from all over the country, from old friends, family members. Oh, are you safe? I know you live in New York. Are you taking the subways?
Something happened. I didn't know what it was. I really did. Something happened. I wasn't sure what it was.
He's such a self-centered creep.
No. You know what it is, babe? When you're out there.
In the end, absolutely nothing happened.
You guys got to realize.
Right. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
Now they're saying it was just a hoax.
Yeah, they get this info from these clowns over there in Iraq that they're holding prisoner, and they react like it's real information.
Right.
When it's just the guys, they're fucking with us. They're terrorists. That's how they terrorize, by either really blowing shit up or making us think that they're going to blow shit up. And then we get all like, oh boy, you're taking the subway? Ooh.
It's more effective.
What's up with the strollers?
It's more effective to scare us for 4 or 5 days by saying something's going to happen than actually something happening. And you know, if all of a sudden, surprise, something happened, oh, that sucks, obviously.
Yeah.
But you know, the buildup of 4 or 5 days wondering if something's going to happen is very effective as well. You know, when I'm in Pottery Barn shopping and no one can help me because they're all panicking, calling their daughters and sons and making sure they're not going to take the subway home that day. They did their job.
Where were you?
You lost me in that story because I kind of got distracted. Yeah, there you go.
And you shouldn't say they were calling their husbands and wives. You should say they were calling their life partners.
Life partners.
You go to Pottery Barn?
I know.
What's wrong with going to Pottery Barn?
Pick me up a new robe on your way home. This one's in tatters.
I needed a lamp for my bedroom, and I needed a couple, throw pillows for my couch. I'm starting to get furniture.
A lamp and throw pillows.
Yeah.
Honey, don't go on the subway. I haven't left the house in weeks.
Dude, you shop at Pottery Barn? Did you or didn't you not get your rocks from Pottery Barn?
You're right, I did.
Thank you.
The rocks that I put down to kind of
Yeah.
They got yellow ones now.
Ooh.
I might get the yellow ones.
Did you got a lamp for your bedroom?
Yeah.
Did you get a night table to put it on?
No.
Is your bed still on the floor?
No.
All right, you got a real bed now.
No, I'm doing good.
Yeah.
I got an end table. I got a lamp. I got.
You could definitely timeline this whole thing out. I could graph Opie's furniture buying with his relationship.
Yep.
Because no chick is going to put up with a bed on the floor, no light in the bedroom, and no dresser, all that shit.
No,
you still had your mattress on the floor.
I have lights in the bedroom.
Oh, you were living like Clemenza.
I wanted a little
newspaper over his belly.
I want a little lamp near the bed in case you want to do some of that reading. So the lighting's a little softer than the overhead lights that are quite bright.
And you got to get up to shut off the overhead light anyway. This way you can lean over and click.
All right, since I last talked about my apartment, I got...
What have you got?
2 end tables, okay?
2 end tables in the where?
In the living room.
In the living room. That's either side of the couch.
I got a DVR. I signed up for the DVR, so I'm recording programs left and right.
21st century, nice.
I got a lamp for my bedroom, so I could do some of that reading at night, and then just reach over and go click, instead of getting up and walking to turn off the light.
Handy.
Very
very
convenient.
handy.
I also what else did I get? I got a mattress pad for the bed.
Ooh.
What else?
One of those quilted ones that go over the top.
The mattress pad that just I don't know, makes it nice and soft.
Soft, like a little quilted thing?
Yeah.
Kinda?
You lay down and you just feel...
Yeah, that's very nice.
And then I got one of those rain shower heads.
What? One of those big oldie time shower heads?
Yeah.
They're look like a UFO, a bunch of holes in the bottom?
Yeah. So
you're in a rainforest?
Yeah, you feel like you're taking a shower in the rain. You
got to have high pressure for that, though.
I got some nice pressure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's nice, and it swings out, kind of?
Yeah, it's nice. It's big. It's it's big. It's almost as big as like a Frisbee.
Okay, I got to
above my head.
Got to ask you this.
Yeah.
Who installed it?
I did.
Bullshit.
Swear to God.
You installed. You used a tool?
It's very easy. Let me tell you about tools. I'm learning about tools.
You're learning about tools?
I'm learning about tools, Anthony. Little wrench.
Did you go into Creepy Basement?
Fuck no.
To find the tools?
No. I went to Pomodoro.
And what did you get? The whole starter kit? Comes with the screwdrivers, an adjustable wrench?
Which, for the people that are around the country, is a restaurant that's featured in Seinfeld a lot when he goes out on dates. Mm-hmm. Pomodoro. They always show the outside shot of this restaurant.
Yeah.
And I know Peter. He's the manager over there. He's a good guy.
And he came over and installed your shower head.
Well, No. I bought the rain shower head, and I'm like, I don't have a tool to install this. I'm thinking, wow, I might actually have to go and buy tools.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, Peter's got to have the wrench. So I asked Peter if he had a wrench. Because I'm not going to use tools on a regular basis.
You should everyone in possession of a penis and testicles should at some point go down to Home Depot or wherever and get yourself a little toolbox put together with little wrenches and screwdrivers and a Makita cordless drill or something like that.
You got tools, Jimmy?
I have a couple of things, but not much.
Because you never know when you might want. And then you could have just turned the wrench a few times, installed without leaving your house.
So, Peter gave me the wrench. It was old and rusty, but
it
did the job. And
an old monkey wrench.
And then I returned it to Peter. I guess he's like a neighbor.
Oh, look at that!
Hey.
Here's your wrench, neighbor.
So I'm on my way, I think.
And it doesn't leak?
Nah, it's doing quite well.
So wait, you took your old one off, and this one comes straight out and kind of hovers over you and hangs over
you?
You
don't have a rain shower head yet?
I never heard of one until you just said that.
Come on,
Them in the hotels and stuff.
It's
Some
all
of
the
the
rage.
hotels, they're big. It looks like a flying saucer with holes in the bottom. So the coverage area is like a foot wide.
Yeah, when you're showering in the morning at 5, it's kind of nice to just like kind of stand under it.
It's a foot diameter, like of just water pouring down.
Instead of getting like just small.
But how do you? Let me ask you. Like, 'cause mine points down my shower head. You just take that off and put a new thing on that comes straight out.
It's so easy. I would have to see your shower. I'm an expert at this
to
now.
make a service call now. It's going to cost you, Jim.
If you want me to come and do that for you, I could do that.
Did you have to use some Teflon tape on that?
Nah, nothing.
No?
They've made this stuff easy.
Yeah.
Now. I'm not going to lie to you. It's very
Kinda
easy.
easy.
But I guess I have something else to say about my apartment.
Oh.
The other night I'm sleeping downstairs.
Javalog? No? What?
No Javalogs. I haven't seen a mouse in many, many months, by the way.
Very good.
The guy that gave me the electric mouse traps, you rock. Whoever you are, you absolutely rock. They work great. I killed like 7 of those suckers.
God.
Something like that.
7?
A total of 7, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Your area is infested, by the way.
I haven't seen one in a long time, but I'm gonna
up that area of Manhattan. I read about it in the
Oh
paper.
yeah.
With mice?
Yep.
Yeah, but I was sleeping. I think it was trying to remember, like probably Friday night, let's say, okay, and I'm woken in the middle of the night by noises, and I'm downstairs.
Did you grab your rapier? Oh wait,
that's you. Downstairs, woken, wide awake, and I'm listening to noises in my ceiling. So in between my ceiling and the floor upstairs, that crawl space, there's a party going on, man. Dude. Yeah, now, I've seen the mice. They're small, really small. The mice cannot be making this noise. They cannot.
You think they're big rats?
They have to be. And I think they were doing some of that fucking.
Making new rats.
Yeah, because I'm reading this new book about rats. And they said if you live in Manhattan, it's almost a guarantee that you're within 2 or 3 feet of rats fucking.
Really?
That's
At any
they
given
do.
moment?
That's all they do is search for garbage and fuck. That's all rats do. And they say it's a guarantee. They're right under the sidewalk. They're in your walls. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. This book I'm reading is so creepy.
It's got the heebie-jeebies.
They look for garbage just to fuck?
Nah, they have to eat, and then they fuck. And when they're full, then they go,
That reminds me of insert ethnicity here.
But I heard this scampering.
Yeah.
That went from one side of the ceiling all the way to the other side of the ceiling. It woke me out of a dead sleep. I'm like, what the fuck is in between my ceiling and the floor upstairs in that crawl space? What is going on in there? And this is the second time that has happened. Really loud. Really loud.
Oh, boy.
I
now,
have
how
no
do you
idea
cure
what
that?
I don't know. I can't even figure out how they would get in there.
You could get a syringe of poison and shove it through the ceiling.
Well, I can't wait to get out of there. I'm finally looking, Jimmy.
You gotta get out.
I'm finally looking for a
have
place.
fun.
It's a nice place, just old.
Yeah, it's time to get out of there. So, and I bought a restaurant with my 2 brothers since you've been gone. Look at Jimmy.
It's in the restaurant business.
Ah, sure.
Would you buy Louis in the Bronx?
We're gonna open up a restaurant in good old Huntington. My
Got
hometown.
an old style toilet with the tank and the pull chain.
The rats can nest behind it.
Behind it.
So what kind of restaurant?
I'm a silent partner. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay.
I'm the investor, basically. My brother knows the business very well, and he's opening up a restaurant in Huntington.
Then when he talks to you and you're like, well, what do I know about the restaurant business? I come, I order a meal. That's what I know about the restaurant business.
So, some things are...
I'll have the steel-cut oatmeal and blueberries.
Yeah, those asses on whackbag.com talking about the restaurant, what we're going to be serving,
Oh,
what
really?
the name of the place should be. If you have a legitimate name for a restaurant, you really can help us out because we can't figure it out. It's got to mean something, and we just can't figure out a name.
What kind of cuisine?
Like American, I guess. A little of everything.
O&A's.
That's right.
Well, we're thinking of naming it after the show in some way.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, from a marketing standpoint, that'll, bring in a lot of the listeners.
Sure.
I have an idea.
I'll be doing appearances there every Friday at the bar, signing publicity shots.
Ah, great. You could do some stand-up in there.
Yeah, why not?
LaMotta.
That's not going to be great.
Yeah, that's pretty much my role in this thing. So, like LaMotta. Hey, Carlos, something happened. Hope he'll be all 50 years old with a big gut and spill something clumsily on the senator's wife. Carlo!
That's me. Oh, is that great? Yeah, so it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
My brother's working his ass off every day in Huntington. Go in and say hi to him.
That's good. You just got to be the financial end of it, and then you sit back.
Yeah. It's going to be right next to Nag's Head. You remember Nag's Head?
Nag's Head. Yeah, I do.
Across from like Red and near Lola's.
Yep. Okay.
Kind of near the end of the street there.
Mm-hmm.
As you're heading out of town. So we'll see what happens. We're excited. Let's say hi to Justin in Texas. Justin!
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey.
Happy birthday, Jimmy.
Thank you, buddy.
Hey, Opie, are there plague rats in your area?
Yeah. Plague rats? All right, let's say hi to Eric.
If
Eric.
you have mice, you might have more than you bargained for. Disease and death.
Eric, what's up?
Hey, what's going on? You got to stop crying about mice in the attic. I've had 4 raccoons in there this year. Me and my wife are sleeping about 5-6 months ago. We hear the really loud scampering in between the attic and the ceiling. I go around the corner because it wakes my ass up.
Eric,
were they trying to cut holes in the roof waiting for the helicopters?
Not those coons.
Oh, Jesus.
Eric, sounds like a real home invasion.
There's actually a paw. There's a paw coming through the freaking sheetrock. It was trying to break into the house.
Wow.
So, maybe it was a New Orleans raccoon, but I trapped it. And 2 months later, I got more in there. I trapped 2 more, and then I got another the other day, and it just keep breaking in. It's unbelievable.
This noise was so loud, it's definitely not mice. I was hoping they were rats. You think they might be raccoons? I mean, this noise was really loud. I thought someone was running. I thought I had a burglar in the house or something. They were running across the upstairs. That's how loud it was.
I don't think I've ever seen a raccoon in Manhattan.
That's what I'm thinking. That's where...
Oh, my God. You fail phone calling 101, sir. You fail. Do over. Now you got to take the test over and everything.
All right.
Oh, my God. He wouldn't stop yapping.
Here's how you do it, sir. It's talk, listen, repeat.
Yeah.
That's it.
Like we were commenting, he spoke. We were commenting on what he brought up, and he's moving on to subject 2, and then 3. I got a raccoon in the backyard, and we have these garbage things in our yard. I love Great Neck. Hey, I don't even have to go to the street with the garbage. You know how usually you drag your pails out there? My 2 pails are in the backyard, sunk into the ground, with these metal, like, hatch covers over them. Sunk right into the ground. I open the sliding glass door. I open up the hatch, throw the garbage in, shut the hatch. The garbage men come around to the back of my house, open the hatches, pull out these little pails, go to the street. They're dressed in, like, tuxedos almost, and dump the garbage out and put the pails back in. It's amazing. But at night, I hear the hatches opening and closing. So, rapier in hand, I go to the sliding glass door, turn on the backyard light, and there's the cutest little thief raccoon wearing his little raccoon mask, standing up on his hind legs, using those little hands to eat our garbage. And it's adorable. I love the raccoons.
You know, I'd rather have the raccoons going through my garbage outside my apartment, but it's the homeless people.
Yeah. And now they're not as cute.
Well, now they shower outside my apartment, too. So
how do they shower? What, did you leave your shower head out there?
We got an outdoor hose, I guess.
Spigot?
But it's not mine. It's for the building or whatever. But the hose isn't attached. So they put their head in between the nozzle and the cement.
How much room is there?
It can't be more than, I'm not kidding, Anthony, 8 inches.
8 inches of headroom?
And they're showering that way.
Take the shower?
They're taking the shower.
At least they're cleaning up.
And then they go through all the garbage and throw it all over the place every night. It's quite fun.
Since we're talking about pests, I also have solved the moth problem in the house.
Oh, yeah?
Finally, last night, I found a box with, as a listener had said, bird seed in it. There's some, like, bird seed in there to feed the birds in the country. But the bird seed was feeding the moths. This box was full of moths. Ew. So I just ran it outside and then went on the biggest moth-killing spree ever. It was the moth holocaust in my house. Me, with a rolled-up magazine, killing anything that fluttered. I was running through the house, whap, whap, just smacking any moth that moved. And then I went to bed last night, and still, moths, like ones I missed. But I'm clearing them out. They're going down in numbers. They have no more home base. I'm winning the war on the moth.
Don't you hate moths?
I hate them. They're not pretty like the butterfly, which is pretty little butterfly. They're just annoying little chalk-covered things, little dusty moths.
Butterflies scare me. I don't know why.
Is it that they're coming right at you and then they kind of turn real quick?
Yeah, I don't know. There's something about the wings that just creeps me out. I don't like anything that flies.
You can't figure out where they're going.
Yeah, they're just bothersome.
You want to know where they're going.
You don't like them. You don't enjoy the monarch butterfly, all colorful.
I'd enjoy the monarch butterfly if I had a badminton racket.
A lot of people saying it might be squirrels in my apartment.
Could be.
I'm hoping. Let's say hi to
Bernie
Chris the trucker. We'll move on to other things. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, did little Jimmy Norton hear about the fancy man that won $100,000?
I certainly did.
Yeah, Eric won $100,000. Right. You were around for that, no?
No, I was away. But Eric is the same guy, obviously. I can tell nothing has changed. He certainly didn't waste his money on razors and shaving cream.
All right, we should do some news. The subway threat, we got the latest audio. Threat is over officially.
We're out of danger?
We're out of danger, thank God.
Wow, good.
Thank God. The mayor's on top of it. What a surprise this all happened with an election pending.
Mm-hmm.
What a big surprise.
Continued doubts about a terror threat now means fewer cops on the beat. Fox 5's Catherine Craig has those details. She's in Greenwich Village. Good morning to you, Catherine.
Good morning, Lucy. And I guess it's somewhat back to normal as it ever gets in New York City when it comes to the subways. One thing you'll see less police officers patrolling in and around the subway stations. One thing will remain the random bag checks, but they will be on a smaller scale. After facing 4 days of intense security, today's subway riders face less scrutiny, knowing the NYPD is scaling back.
I don't have any problem with it. I think the mayor is doing the correct thing.
I'm fine with it. I think whatever's necessary should be done.
Police had been focusing on searches of baby strollers and backpacks, fearing remote-controlled explosive devices. They flooded subway cars with officers and undercover agents. Investigators say they still have found no evidence a plot would be carried out. The mayor insisted he did the right thing by taking strong action.
That they have been unable to verify this particular threat, and since the period of the threat now seems to be passing, I think over the immediate future we'll slowly be winding down the enhanced security.
Oh, brother.
Holy
what
crap.
backpedaling? The period of the threat seems to be, you mean the threat that really wasn't? Like, he's not saying there wasn't a threat. The period of the threat seems to be winding down. Oh, that period where there wasn't really, a credible threat? Which is, I guess it's fine that he does this, but it really is going to hurt in the long run because people, it's the cry wolf thing. And I think the best time to pull off one of these things is going to be right after one of these alerts. Because let's say you're a bomber. You have all the materials, you want to bomb the subway. They get wind of it. They do what they just did. Call down the police, search everything. Are you going to go down there in the subway and try to blow it up during that period of time? No. You hang out in your pad, in your terrorist pad, whatever, with your explosives.
What do they call it in Batman?
Hideout.
No.
No?
The Penguin's hideout?
The lair? The hideout? No,
where the bad people
stay.
Where the bad people stay, Eric! And he's always insisting that he listens.
Yes.
That's my big complaint with him. You don't listen.
Listen to
There's
me.
an example, Eric.
What you would do is wait in your hideout.
Nothing's changed, Jimmy. Sorry.
Until they call off the threat. Because once they call it off, like they said, there's less police, and the police that are still down there, they're not checking as much. Because, they'll let that guy through. We've checked everybody before the threat's passed, and that's when you would blow something up. Best time. So they're just, in the long run, this is making it easier for them.
You said it perfectly yesterday,
Thank you.
Anthony. It's just going to come out of nowhere again.
Yep.
We're not going to have warnings, and then it's going to be, this is what's going to happen, and then a couple days are going to go by, and it happens. It's just going to happen.
Everyone was
like
whistling
you said,
a happy tune.
On a beautiful, sunny day, it's just going to happen, and that's the unfortunate thing
nice
about
fall
terror.
morning, September 11th wasn't it?
Right.
Remember how bright and sunny?
Right. And it
That's
came out
when
of
it
nowhere.
happens. No one's, like, looking for it on those days. When you're looking for it, it ain't going to happen.
I'm more worried today, even though the threat has been taken away, than I was when the whole threat was going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm worried today now.
Now I'm a little shaky.
Despite the scale back, you can still expect to see police in a lot of places.
People will still see a heightened level of security, still doing bag searches, covering subway system, subway station. We're not quite normal.
Bus drivers, though, tell us they're not sure if the security checks will ease up for them. One driver told us they're pretty much prepared for anything. One thing that has changed over the last several days, once they get to a bus stop, a police officer may get on, check their ID, other documents, and they'll check if everyth's okay on the bus.
Well, there you go. There's the latest.
Pat from Moonachie says, moths, night vision goggles? Who are you, James Gum? Yes, I do own night vision goggles, and I have moths in my house.
I got a card.
Yeah, Frederica Bimmel.
That's funny, Pat.
Another big story that we're all talking about is that beating in New Orleans. You saw the beating, right?
Did not see it.
You did not see the beating?
The beating, I heard about an arrest that was made of an unruly citizen who may have been intoxicated. That's all I know as far as the facts go, Opie. What beating are you talking about?
Someone was taping.
A goddamn pest with their video cameras.
And then the horse backed up his big old ass.
Tried to block the camera, the news camera, from videotaping the beating. Apparently there's another angle on this whole thing, too, where the horse isn't blocking it, and it really shows that guy just being pummeled.
What was he, an old guy?
Old black guy. He's 64 years old. Bunch of white cops come up to him. Story they have, the cops, is that this guy was drunk, unruly, resisting arrest. They had to tune him up a little, get the cuffs on him. His story, he hasn't had a drink in 25 years. He was out getting cigarettes. He asked one of the officers about a curfew that has been in place in New Orleans. At that point, they threw him a sound thrashing for no apparent reason. I think the real story lies somewhere in the middle. I think I can't possibly see cops. Call me naive, even though it's white cops and a black guy. I just can't see a black guy going, "Excuse me, officers, what time is the curfew?" Oh, boom, 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 let's beat the shit out of him. I don't see that happening. I just do not see that happening.
I believe, though, something about when he says I haven't had a drink in 25 years.
Yeah.
Of course, I look at that and I go, something about that ring. I think it does lie in between, but something about that rings true. Like, he definitely couldn't have been drunk. Yeah, you don't lie about being sober for 25 years.
But there's a point between asking a question about a curfew and being beaten to have to get handcuffs on you. Something has to take place there. Did the cop try to throw him against the wall? Did he turn around? Like, I never saw a cop's beating escalate from a question to a friggin' life-threatening beating. There's usually something going on where the citizen is not cooperating, whether the citizen feels it's within his right to leave the situation, or he shouldn't be getting arrested, or he shouldn't be having this cop mouth off to him or something. Something happens between there. It's not just, hi, oh my God, I'm getting a beating.
Right. So what do you think it was?
I think that the truth lies in between somewhere. I think
he mouthed off?
I think this guy mouthed off. I think the cops down there are a little on edge.
They're on edge during Mardi Gras. We've been down there twice, and we've seen some things.
Yep. And I think
they don't take any shit. They don't listen. I mean, as soon as you mouth off, you're getting beat.
Patrice tried to explain it to me the other day, and I still just don't get it. I asked, why don't you just put your fucking hands behind your back, get cuffed, get brought down, and deal with it once you're down there? You never win on the street.
Right.
When the cops have you and they're trying to cuff you for whatever reason. Yeah, okay, because you're black. They're just trying to cuff you. Now you're black, cuffed, and beaten. Because it's going to end with you cuffed and getting put in jail. But I just don't understand. Just get cuffed. What's with the fighting back? Why fight?
They're not going to stop and go, you're too tough to cuff.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
All right, get out of here. Take off.
Well, we got audio. The victim was on, was this the Today Show? We'll find out in a second. It'll be very obvious.
I remember him grabbing me by the throat and saying the following. It was an elliptic, and I don't want to repeat it, what was said, but it wasn't something very nice.
An elliptic?
If he meant epithet, that is the funniest mispronunciation I've ever heard in my life. Epithet, like a racial epithet. It was an elliptic.
An elliptic.
I seen the cops knocking the truck window out, and I thought they was giving the man UPS. I thought the man was dead. That's the way it was.
It was an elliptic.
Oh, wow.
He was using an elliptic he doesn't want to repeat.
What a dumb nooper.
We'll have to listen again. Off the instant feedback, Chris from Boston. Hey, guys, what's the big deal with that beating in New Orleans? The Boston police are going to use that as a police training film because it was so good. All right, here it is again.
I want to repeat it, what was said, but it wasn't something very nice.
Were you aware
I do remember that.
Were you aware there were a number of officers on you?
Yes. I think it was a total of about 6. I do remember there was a lady, a white lady, in the crowd who was screaming, "The man didn't do anything, the man didn't do anything, stop."
She meant the cop.
And I do recall them telling her that if she didn't move, that they were going to arrest her.
Do you know who that woman was, by the way? You don't know who she was?
No, I don't. I would like to know because I'd like to thank her for her intervention.
Oh, but he screwed up again. But she invented something. Wow.
Why were they saying, like, ellipticals had
No, ellipticals.
Jesus.
Oh, boy. Anthony, you're a typical stupid, ignorant white boy. Yes, I am. I said I'm ignorant on this. I admit to you ignorance, sir. Patrice tried to explain it like, you don't just get cuffed because you're being beaten. He equated it to something while you're getting your face pinched. I forgot what it was, but he said, just try to do this while someone's pinching your face. Okay, I could see maybe if you're getting beaten, you're trying to defend yourself. But again, I can't see it going from, hello, sir, you were speeding, to you're dragged out of the car and being beaten. I don't see it happening.
Wow, I'm looking at the new video with the blood all over the sidewalk.
Yeah, he's a bleeder.
He got tuned up pretty good.
He definitely
Let's say hi to
bled out a little bit.
Where are we going? Oh, we're going to Darren. Okay. Darren, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, man? What's going on?
Darren, my brother, what's up?
Listen, Ed.
Yeah.
It's like I told whoever the screener was.
Uh-huh.
I can't say to you, like, I understand why white guys don't have rhythm. Y'all just don't, and, I accept it the same way you can't understand why. I go to malls sometimes, and, I'm a coach, so sometimes I have on sweats, and I look kind of bummy, and you don't know how many times I'm followed. Security, undercover security is following me and looking at me, and sometimes when I'm shopping, I'm not, I'm thinking about other things, so I guess to the human eye, I look like I'm trying to steal something, but I'm not.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something on the other side of that, sir. I wish I could walk into a store and have security follow me, because when I don't buy anything and I go to leave, I feel like I have to linger around the door a little bit, like I didn't take anything. You ever walk into a store and you walk right out and you feel like you're going to be accused of stealing something, so you stop by the magazine rack? He wouldn't stop to read if he was stealing something. And then I leave.
Do you start whistling?
You black people have the convenience that you've been watched the entire time, and they know you didn't steal anything.
Find yourself whistling a tune as you're trying to leave the store.
But getting back to this guy, though, it's like if someone's beating you, you're not going to just stand there and take it.
But it didn't just go from high to a beating. Like, there's a point where the cops are going to try to either cuff you or put you against the wall and frisk you or do something, and there's always that turnaround of, hey, what you doing, motherfucker? Or just submit. Fucking submit.
But sometimes you want to know, okay, fine, like you said, just submit. But you just, or you're trying to tell them, sometimes I watch cops and I'm looking at the cops bending these guys' arms, and the guy's like, listen, I'm not trying to fight you, just let me get my arm comfortable.
And they go, relax, sir, and the second the guy relaxes, then they can cuff them, put your wrists together, and they will cuff you, and problem's over. I just don't get what the, because I've watched Cops enough too. I see what it is. It's the whole, all right, get up against the wall, you're under arrest. Hey, what'd I do? And then
no, I admit, because sometimes, there's sometimes like I'm in the car, and what I hate is if I'm in the car and a friend of mine, I get pulled over, and my friend's like, why are we being pulled over? And I'm trying to tell him to shut up, because I can politic my way out of almost any ticket. Because the type of people that I deal with in my job and where I work, a lot of times in my local area, if I drop where I work, guys are more, cops are more inclined to say, okay, listen, just go on about your business. Now,
right.
I definitely understand that, but then sometimes I come up with certain cops that are just really, really assholes.
Right.
To say the least.
How many cops are you running into?
And I have enough in me to say, okay, Darren, you've got to be the bigger man here. You've got to calm down. But I can kind of understand sometimes because, I'm not sitting here saying I grew up in the projects, I grew up in a hard time, but I know people who have, and all their life they've been pushed around. The cops come in the projects and they just search them for no reason.
Not no reason. They're going into the what they're doing is profiling, is what they're doing.
Exactly.
Which, well, you know something? Sorry, that's where the crime is, in the projects. And if someone's walking around, but the thing is, dude. I don't understand. I still don't understand why there's got to be confrontation, and not just if you're not doing anything, submit. That's what I say. Just fuck. If a cop went to throw me against the wall, go ahead, do it.
So wait, if a cop goes to throw you against the wall, you're not going to ask one question like, because you also see it on cops sometimes, preppy white guys getting thrown against the wall, and they're like, hey, dude, what's going on? And the cops are just jamming them up and jacking them up.
I will save my questions for when I'm handcuffed and laying on the ground. Then I'll talk like a motherfucker. But I swear to you, and it'll still be in a respectful tone, young man.
I'd have a tough time not talking or doing something in that situation.
You can't win.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'd have a tough time. If a cop is roughing me up, I would.
What's going on? What's the problem? And sometimes cops don't want to hear that. And like you said, it just, you got one side that just wants to know what's going on. The other side, what a lot of people don't realize is that when all this is going on, adrenaline is flowing in these cops, and it's like they don't know what's going to happen. So any slight move, they got to defend themselves. They don't know if you're making a slight move to, go for your wallet, or if you're making a slight move to go for a gun. So, that's what...
All right, Darren. Thank you so much.
Guys, thank you.
We can talk about this all morning, but
I love the show. I love the show, as always.
All right.
Thanks, man.
Hey, Jimmy, welcome back, buddy.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
All right.
All right. Take care.
I have a tough time listening to people, and when people tell me what to do, so I would probably have a problem in that situation.
You just can't
I'm
win.
not even, I'm not trying to act like a tough guy. I would get beat and hurt, and it would be my own fucking fault. But that's my mentality. When someone tells me, to do something, it's something in me. I get all fucking pissed off and freaked out.
It's a cop.
Yeah, there's there's the video. They're just showing this video over and over again.
Now, why? See his arm? Why is he not just putting it behind his back? I don't understand that part of it. That's what I don't get.
He makes really good cookies, though, man. I gotta tell you. We got more audio. Here's the victim talking this morning.
During this time that they're on you, we can hear them on the tape saying, turn over, and you were saying, I'm trying. We can't reproduce that well enough that the audience can hear it, but we can hear it on the tape. What was going on at that point?
Well, I think that one of the guys had his knee in my lower lumbar area, either a knee or a foot. I don't know which, because I couldn't see much of anything. I do know I was bleeding from the mouth, and I remember being kicked in the face.
As we're talking to you, obviously we're showing parts of the tape that was taken of this incident. But I gather I
haven't seen the tape.
And don't want to?
I haven't seen the tape.
And don't want to?
I would like to see it. But I haven't. My daughter, who's my mentor on this, and her fiancé have kept me away from all TV and everything because they don't want me to look at any of this. They've been in charge more than I have.
That's bullshit. The video's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's absolutely
Why
everywhere.
Why wouldn't you want to watch the tape of
Right.
you scratching off a winning lottery ticket?
Right. Yeah, really. That's worth a few mil right there.
Well, he said the guy had his foot in his lower lumbard, and that's really gonna hurt. Nothing worse than a knee in your lumbard.
Let's go to Yambag in North Carolina. Yambag!
Hey, you guys, you're right. There's another view of that camera. I mean, you don't see it, but it's out there if you find it on the internet. The guy walks up on the cop and taps him on his shoulder and says, "Excuse me, sir, you know which way north is?" That's the whole thing, man. See you guys later.
All right, thank you,
I didn't see the beating at all, though. I mean, I have not seen any of the footage. Hawk has something up. It's just the aftermath, which is pretty.
Oh, yeah, he is really
bleeding from the
rabid.
mouth.
There's no reason to beat him like that. Absolutely not. I never said there was a reason to beat him like that. I just don't understand. You know, I don't know.
It's in your nature, man. Some people don't like being told what to do. I'm not trying to defend it, but I just know how I would handle that.
Then you're going to get taken down. However, they have to take you down. You remember when we had the two female cops in the studio?
Yeah.
And when we did something called resisting arrest. We had two female cops, and they both had to take each of us down and arrest us, and we had to resist as much as we could. That's what you're going to get. But it's going to end with you in handcuffs. And they weren't using clubs and fists.
They kicked the shit out of us.
Yeah. We were just
sad to say they kicked the shit out of us. We have one more clip from this interview this morning. It's Good Morning America.
Your lawyer is going to have to stand up and answer the charges that have been filed against you. Number one, that you were publicly intoxicated. Were you?
I don't drink.
At all?
I haven't drank for over 25 years. At all. I haven't drank for over 25 years. And I'm proud to say that.
Did you resist arrest in any way?
How could you resist arrest when you're getting sucker punched? You know, I mean, that's illogical. I mean, someone hits you from behind, throws you against a wall, and then tells them that he will kick your ass, and then chokes you. Those are the things that happened, because I remember those things, because at that time I was dazed, but I still was able to maintain some sense of direction.
All right, Mr. Davis, appreciate you being with us. All the best to you.
All right, here's another question.
All right, if you're getting choked, you're definitely going to try to get the cop's arm off of your neck with your hands, because it's just
then you're going into panic mode.
That's just, survival
Here's the other
mode.
thing I want to throw on the table. When was this video shot? Was it right after Katrina when everyone was beyond on edge?
I don't know. This is very recently.
Well, yeah, but they have him on TV with a beard now. It doesn't look like he has a beard in that footage.
Well, obviously, Bourbon Street was open for business, so it can't be that long ago. It was
Huh?
Saturday.
It was Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay.
He cleaned up pretty good. He didn't look all that beat up.
All right.
Guess it must have been a nosebleed.
Well, America's talking about that today. That's for
We'll
sure.
see what happens.
We'll see how that goes.
Man, I tell you, though, when white cops beat up black guys, Jesus Christ, it's always on video.
It really is. You see his head come apart?
All right. We have one more news thing here. It concerns Steve, our own Steve.
Steve?
Yeah, remember this little thing we found this morning?
Tonight on News 4 at 11. In an accident, every second counts. You want out of that car. But if you're trapped in a hybrid, there's a potentially dangerous hitch.
Some of these have charges that exceed 500 volts. Obviously, 500 volts can be fatal.
For rescue workers, these hot-selling hybrids present high-stakes challenges.
The danger is the vehicle can move.
News 4's Jim Handley with a crash course on what's fueling new concerns. Hybrid hazard, tonight on News 4 at 11.
Uh-oh, Steve.
Hybrid hazard.
Hybrid hazard. And here he comes to defend himself. And hybrid...
Oh, no, look out. Don't touch it.
Get him out.
Don't touch it.
Get the jaws of life.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
Oh.
Thank you.
5,000 volts or 500 volts? How many volts in there?
Wow. 500 volts in
dangerous.
that in the battery that's actually controlling the hybrid engine. Yeah.
So how do you die in that situation?
I'm dead if I get into an accident with that hybrid. I mean, I'm realistic about it. It's a small car. It's one big crumple zone, that whole thing. So if I'm in a serious enough accident that the actual engine is meeting my flesh in some way,
yeah,
I'm dead anyway.
I think they were also talking about rescue workers. You know, that's kind of a hazard for them. Hybrid hazard for rescue workers. There's a bear in the driver's seat.
The hybrid engine is all the way in the back of the car.
Uh-huh.
So in order for that I guess you'd have to rear end it pretty hard.
I think what they're thinking is if you get in an accident and something screws up with the battery and the contacts for the battery are all of a sudden hitting the side of the car, perhaps a rescue worker goes to get you out, touches the car, he's going to get 500 volts through him, and
he's in a dangerous profession.
They know what they're getting themselves into.
They know what they're getting themselves into. You know what? I've had to jumpstart that car once, and I didn't get shocked or anything like that.
It's a risk you got to take when you're saving tens of dollars.
Exactly.
Because that's what they're saying. They're saying the savings really doesn't add up. Now, you've said in the past that it does.
It does, considering what I was driving before, which was an SUV that was getting 14 miles to the gallon.
Yeah.
Versus the thing I'm driving now, which gets 45 miles to the gallon average.
They're saying some of these optimum miles per gallon that they're getting and posting are that you're driving like they did in these tests, which is highway. You're accelerating and braking at certain speeds. So they say city driving really isn't doing that much.
I don't know if I agree with that, but you're right about the fact that your driving habits ideally should change if you're going to go and buy a hybrid, because to really get the optimal miles per gallon, you're going to have to not slam on the gas the second the light turns green. You're actually going to have to deal with that, not driving 80 miles an hour on the highway, and actually drive the speed limit.
Steve, are you growing soybeans in your backyard yet?
No, not yet.
For that alternative fuel source.
The biodiesel we were talking about yesterday?
Not quite.
Steve's all about the alternate energy.
Yep.
If hydrogen cars are available and there's hydrogen fueling stations, I'm all over it. I think that's great.
Steve's about alternative everything, and believe me, lifestyle's showing up soon.
All right, Steve, thanks. There he goes.
How did that happen?
I know a big bear. He talks with good diction, hibernates in a Toyota with good fuel emissions and great tax deductions. His habitat's a hybrid. His paws are on the steering wheel. He barely fits inside it. His cave has XM and a keyless entry. Don't leave a cent in your tent. His belly is empty. The only bear I know with gastric bypass, smarter than the average. Roll up in the hybrid and steal your picnic basket. The ranger's lunch always makes his belly groan. The last I seen him, he was speeding round Jellystone, getting 40 miles per gallon, rolling through the Rockies, doing Ramon promos for 2 disc jockeys. Steve's a piece of garbage, forged for nuts and berries, top of the food chain but drives a car for ferries. Piece of shit, stores energy with friction and magnets. Ramon. Hybrids are for faggots, hybrids are gay, Steve's a queer. Plug in your automobile, you take it in the rear, you homo. Yo, his car got a kickstand. Go and buy a new one. Spend more than $6,000. Hybrids are gay. Steve's a queer. If you plug in your automobile, you take it in the rear. You homo. His car got a kickstand. Go and buy a new one. Spend more than $6,000. Hybrid something. Hybrid something.
Like your creepy hair growth.
You're checking out the Opie and Anthony program. Who's creepy hair growth?
Steve.
What? Yeah, Steve, Steve changes his look on a weekly basis.
It's awful.
Why? What's wrong with it?
The length it's at now, it's just like barely combable. I don't like it.
Yeah, I know. It's because it's growing in from bald, and it's got to go through this awkward stage of being unmanageable.
You look like George Clooney, but not at all.
Yeah. I was waiting for that. I can always tell when I'm about to get smashed by Jimmy because he just looks at me up and down and sizes me up right as I'm approaching a microphone, and you can tell he's loading a rifle.
You're a character. You're an interesting character, man. I love you. You know I love you.
I know you do, Jimmy.
You're
we all know when Jimmy's going to smash us because all of a sudden his eyes get really wide, like, oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, his really eyes get wide, and he looks you up and down and goes, okay, I've got my 3 points, batter up.
You'd be a horrible poker player.
I am.
You are, right?
I'd have to put some, because I do things like this when I'm holding a couple aces. I go, yeah.
We got Audio Slave outside the building. They're waiting for another car to pull up, and then we're going to have him in here within minutes.
Yes.
Very, very cool. I can't wait to talk to these guys. Of course, it's Rage Against the Machine and Soundgarden and Chris Cornell, basically.
Yep.
And when Rage Against the Machine kind of broke up, I was kind of bummed. I'm gonna be honest with you. But then they found Chris Cornell, and it's a whole new sound, and they're awesome. Absolutely.
Who's Chris Cornell used to sing for?
Soundgarden.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's that big song?
I'm so happy you're gonna be a big
Black
helper
Hole
in this
Sun.
segment.
I got some
Black Hole Sun.
You know, Spoon Man.
Nothing. You would know them
Black
so
Hole
much if you heard them.
Sun, won't you come?
No.
I'm sure they're great.
How about Rage Against the Machine? What do you know about Rage Against the Machine, Jimmy?
That when I didn't hear them for 2 years, I wanted to cut my throat. That's what I know about Rage Against the Machine.
You don't know anything about Rage Against the
missed the
Machine?
one riff that I know for them.
Killing in the name of.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Them I'm more familiar with because my friend was a big fan of theirs. This buddy Kenny of mine.
Freedom.
Buddy of mine, Kenny. I'm not that familiar. You know, I'm just. It's not to knock the bands. I'm just an anal. I didn't know who the Killers were.
No.
Oh, the Killers are great too. Anyway, well, Audio Slave is going to be here in moments, I guess. And
you know, all of Found Your Music is powered off a potato. It really is. It's amazing. he figured it out. Alternative Steve.
We're just kind of stalling here because they're making their way up in the elevator. They got their Starbucks and they're ready to rock. So
I'll be like the real rookie who doesn't really know anyone. I'll call them I'll be like, so Brad Wilk, what's it like? Call them their first and last name.
Is it going to be like your Sabbath interviews? Why don't you do that? Continue that.
So, what were some of your musical influences growing up?
So yeah, when you're playing, like, you know, what's kind of happening?
So you play the guitar. Do you have a guitar? What kind of guitar? Do you like the guitar? When did you start playing the guitar?
Something about a guitar. Brian in Dallas, what's up?
Thing on my
Yeah, hey, I got to say congratulations to Jimmy on creeping Keira Knightley out so much that she scooted away from me.
Yes, she did scoot.
That was the best thing I've seen.
Yeah, if you're just tuning in, Jim Norton's back for the week. He was on Jay Leno last night. Very exciting times for Jim Norton. And the video of his appearance on Leno is up on opieandanthony.com and foundyourmusic.com.
Welcome back, Jimmy.
Thank you, buddy.
I personally liked when he drank Jay's water there. That was
very, and then offered him some of his own.
Yeah, very entertaining. So, all right. Thank you, Brian.
And the highlight for me, of course, of the night was walking out back, and after I got my photos, and then someone's like, that's a guy from Law and Order, and then Dumb Yoshi goes, no, that's Joe Mantegna. So I run over and get a photo, and he was at the show because his daughter's a Killers fan, and he enjoyed my set very much.
Very nice.
I told him you're the highlight.
And I remember you saying a while back what a big fan you are.
Yeah, you remember we were
Joe
talking about getting him in or something like that? I love the guy. I should have
Yeah.
mentioned it to him, but I was just too starstruck. And you know how it is when you're on the coast.
The guests are starting to get a little better, I got to tell you. A little better.
Well, you've been back for a year now. People know it's legit and you're not going to screw up.
Look at Ben.
Ben, what do we got, Ben?
We got a few minutes.
We got a few minutes?
These guys are huge.
We're kind of stalling here.
I was just trying to explain to Poe who they were, that's all.
Oh, jeez.
Good luck. How did that work out for you?
He never heard of them.
Are they going to have to? They're not filling out.
No, of course not.
No.
Gentlemen, do you have identification?
Gentlemen,
So,
Chris Cornell.
No,
you want a rock
you got
star?
a couple minutes if you want to play a trailer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we can get into the movie trailer thing, Jimmy. While you've been being a big star in Hollywood, Laszlo started something, the Opie and Anthony movie trailer.
Spoon Man. You know, I could kill a man with a spoon.
All right. And, you know, his trailer was brilliant, great, loved it. And stupid us were like, well, why don't we have a movie trailer contest? So the quality dropped down drastically after Laszlo.
You know, I've agreed to make 6 appearances on the Opie and Anthony show, and I'm going to try to get some of my friends in Hollywood to do the same.
So without further ado, here's Laszlo's Opie and Anthony movie trailer. Jimmy's hearing this for the first time.
In 2002, darkness covered the land.
The Catholic League is praising Infinity Broadcasting for canceling the Opie and Anthony show.
And evil reigned supreme.
Hoo-hoo, Robin!
Until one day, they returned, and all hell broke loose.
Bullshit! Can you hear me? I'm Jim Norton, and I'm on the radio. Shut up. One Wednesday, I picked up a guy in a dress, and he sucked my dick.
You just sit back and watch what happens next.
Opie.
Shut up.
Anthony.
Away with you! Away! Leave the fucking studio.
Jim Norton.
Every one of you is a time-wasting cocktease.
I will beat children about the head.
And the O&A Army.
Our fans are a bunch of jackasses.
3 men leading an army from the pits of darkness.
You are shit. You are worthless.
We're all losing it.
I could give a fuck.
Fighting the evil nemesis, poisoning the land.
You're just a little scumbag, and I'll just spit in your fucking face. I'd love to spit in your fucking face.
Fuck him!
In a battle that almost separated them forever.
I'm an actor.
You're insane. Then our show works, and then you have these stupid opinions.
I understand you're trying to do a radio show. We're not gonna do that, you ass. Aw, don't get all angry and yell.
Jim, you're fucking pissing me off.
Whatever.
Holy shit.
What happens when love pushes you over the edge?
I gotta feel the tits!
Nowhere to run.
Who is this idiot on the radio?
Nowhere to hide.
You're shit out of luck.
And no way out.
Dance, motherfucker, dance.
Yeah, look at my cock.
The most anticipated thriller of the year.
Give to me the money, I will make for you the like I fuck. No!
The Opie and Anthony Show. Rated R for retarded.
How good is that?
That's great.
That is a true movie trailer.
That's Laszlo. We should have just left it there, but we decided to make a Opie and Anthony movie trailer contest with the listeners.
A home project for the listeners, and you know how inept they are.
They're just going to spurl it.
They'll ruin it.
And, well, you know, we got a lot of them in, Jimmy. And finally, we're going to play the top 6.
Ooh.
So here are the top 6 Opie and Anthony.
Were there any
trailers.
duds?
There were a lot of duds in this one, man.
Eesh.
A lot. But in 6th place, Coke Logic from Whack Bag came up with this one.
In a world of mystery.
Who wrote the note about Master Po throwing out some bloody clothes?
Bloody clothing?
Like the top half of a karate uniform? It was just covered in blood.
Would you like to hear the truth? There was blood on the gi.
In a world of deceit.
In a comedy shop, there's bars. I drink while I drive.
All night party rock!
I have a reputation. My reputation is extremely important to me.
You do say that he drives drunk. And
only when going by children.
Yeah.
In a world of fear.
To clear this up, Opie was telling me about the situation concerning the guard downstairs. And I thought that was more important than soap.
Coming soon.
All right, I wanted to make sure...
Are you going to kick the guard's ass for us?
No, I will not do that. However, I'll make sure that he doesn't yell.
When do you get to kick ass?
No, when someone comes in and physically goes towards me. It's body language and also their eyes. What style have you taken? Okinawan Kempo Karate, Shotokan Karate, Shinryu Karate? What form?
Master Po goes from silent assassin to sleepy assassin.
Someone wake up Master Po. Someone wake him up. Get Master Po back to reality. Master Po, how do we wake him up? Master Po, wake up! Master Po! I understand, Master Po. Get out of the zone.
Holy.
Master Po goes to another place. He just zones out. Po's sound asleep at the security desk.
Sound asleep.
Steve just videoed it. Well, he's in the soundproof area.
Head is down. He is completely asleep. Not even trying to look like he's awake or hidden or anything.
Master Po.
Yeah, how you doing?
Are we disturbing your sleep today?
No, I'm doing just fine.
They got video of you sleeping.
Oh.
But you fell asleep, so you're probably a little sleepy from something last night.
Yeah, we don't have video of you eating an egg sandwich. We have video of you snoring and sleeping. We're not getting out of this one.
Okay.
Why do you feel like you're the only one that can't be part of this radio show? We caught you sleeping, so now you have to tell us something.
Were you meditating?
You know something? I was.
That's 6th place. It's kind of.
It went a little too long, is what happened.
Yeah, these are the best ones, Jimmy.
That was 6th.
We had to suffer for a few weeks.
Yes.
That went too long.
Went too long, but that came in 6th place. And
what happens when
had
you
no
listen
ending?
to
It had no ending.
You shoot yourself.
We should have started at 5th place, I think, Nathaniel. But
what, did you run out of tape?
I know.
It just kind of ends.
Yeah, usually you kind of bring it all together with the end of your production piece, but that just ends.
Fan?
With no real point.
Yeah, if running a little long were a criteria that would exclude you from the competition, we'd have no entries. So.
True, yeah. Hey, shouldn't we go, check 1, 2 into the microphones?
Why?
Because then when the band comes in and they talk and they don't work, the mics, we can maybe head that off right here, right now.
Check 1, 2 is so old school. Nathaniel, why don't you try out that fine wireless mic to your left with the plug you need to do today?
Oh.
Okay.
Do half the plug there and half the plug on the other one.
Very
right?
good.
I hope they both work. I am doing a stand-up comedy performance tonight.
Ooh.
At 9:30 p.m.
All right. Move on to the next mic to check that one.
Where?
At Caroline's on Broadway.
Nice.
The new Class Clown show at 9:30 p.m.
Our own
Very
Nathaniel
good.
at Caroline's tonight at 9:30. So check them out if
So
you're in the
proud.
New York area. All right. Opie and Anthony movie trailers. This came in 5th place. It's John S. in Hartford.
An epidemic is spreading throughout the nation.
Reports are flying in from all over the country now. It appears we're not going to be able to stop it. We're going to have to hope to contain it.
A plague of talentless female radio co-hosts.
I read somewhere that their periods attract bears.
Ruining what could potentially be an adequate morning program.
You hear that, Ed? Bears. Now you're putting the whole station in jeopardy.
No one is safe.
Oh, and look, I don't know what to tell you guys. Got handed to me from corporate. It's out of my hands.
Not even Opie and Anthony.
You've got a fucking hole.
O&A Films, in association with Walt Disney Pictures, presents Holes 2, The Attack of the Vag.
Believe it or not, Alexander more gay than Troy was. And Troy, pretty gay.
I guess I think you're gay. Brad Pitt is like my husband.
So how are the hookers treating you?
Now that is just wrong. Nobody wants to hear about that. No self-respecting woman would ever do that as a profession. And I think you guys are just promoting the degradation of women.
Oh, fucking kill me, Opie. Anthony. And in the role she was born to play, an overexposed, no-talent, emphysematic twat, Tara Reid stars in Holes 2, The Attack of the Vag.
Oh yes, you guys, this is Tara Reid broadcasting live from Rome, which is where thousands and thousands of Jews were tortured and killed unmercifully by Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Holes 2. The plague is spreading. Now playing at One Market Sensations everywhere. Check your local station for details.
That's really good.
That's a good one. And that was 5th?
That was in 5th place, yeah.
Wow.
So there you go. Unless Nathaniel didn't take the voting seriously.
Well, that one lost points for me by not having a lot of show audio. It was a lot of
a lot of him kind of acting.
Yeah, all right.
I gotcha.
Moving right along, 4th place. The
Good Tara Reid impression.
Opie and Anthony movie
Pretty
trailers. Good. It's Dan of the Dead.
Dan of the Dead.
I really like this one. Steve from Yellowstone.
In an unforgiving world, something is out there.
And there's characters
lurking.
Wow. Kelly, come on.
That's pretty good, dude.
That's amazing.
Waiting to strike when least expected.
You want to take some phone calls from our listeners?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's see. Wow.
A lot of callers that are very excited. They want to go and see you guys, I guess.
All right. Let's say hi to Steve in Yellowstone.
Steve in Yellowstone.
Hey, Steve.
Ramon! Yes, it's Ramon. Finally, Steve from Yellowstone in his very own full-length feature film.
Ramon! Star Wars is the faggot.
Witness the shock.
Exactly.
Coffee with booze is not meant.
Shut this whore up.
That's enough. We gotta go.
It's really frightening.
Sounds like he had too
angry.
much.
Sorry, George.
Sounds like he had too much honey in his tea.
Ramon! Lou Graham is a faggot.
All right. Somebody didn't take their medication this morning.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Witness the anger and insults.
It's a copyright problem because it is, a matter of...
Ramon! Bring me someone with talent.
What the fuck are you talking about, you fucking retard?
Yeah.
Hey, have fun in Yellowstone, buddy. Maybe you can sit on, the Old Faithful and have it go up your ass, you stupid piece of shit.
That
was pretty good.
No, it's just Ramon! Lou Graham has AIDS. Oh,
what is wrong with him?
You got on again.
Ramon, bring me a cover band.
I swear to God, your collars are all in crack.
Ramon, tell this boy this bit is tired, but he doesn't care. Ramon.
More than the same color over and over and over.
This is Steve from Yellowstone again.
Ramon, Darth Vader has AIDS. He's very excited.
Steve, go ahead.
So what is with Ramon?
Hello.
Everyone loves
Ramon.
See it in the theater near you.
Liddy and Ramon? Like, what the hell?
What?
Liddy.
There you go. I came in 4th place. Dan of the Dead came up with the Steve from Yellowstone movie
That's a
trailer.
good one.
Moving right along because Audio Slave is about 5 to 10 minutes away from being on the show. So, in 3rd place, Opie and Anthony movie trailers. 3rd place goes to Jared in Boston. Attack of the Bombs.
It's a beast that will stalk you in the halls of XM Radio.
Comments that at least one person in the studio thought were funny.
It will take you down with no notice.
Damn it, I have a lot of wrong.
This holiday season, witness the horror of the attack of the bombs. Starring Anthony Cumia.
It took him a while because his hog donated blood for all the victims of the London bombing. Nothing? His hog donated blood for all the victims of the London bombing?
Well, it was a little wordy.
Bill Burr.
I like how quickly you realized you were bombing.
I knew it as I was saying it.
Lil Jimmy Norton.
That old fucking trick of, like, when it bombs, you turn into a serious statement quickly.
Sure.
I
never meant it to be a joke.
But, I heard he really worked hard on them,
Your pals will step on their balls over and over.
This is going nowhere.
Again and again.
I throw a lot of shit out on a daily basis.
And you'll laugh and laugh.
That is horrid.
With that no-talent hack-rich boss.
I'm 37, Rich.
37, wow. Same as your waist size. Nothing.
And just when the horror has stopped.
Good Lord. Good Lord. Good Lord.
Good old gravy leg. Brings it right back again.
Hey, it's Ross.
I'm out of here.
Why? Nothing wrong with a good birthday bomb.
There was 6 seconds of dead air after that line.
And then he just goes,
All right, that one had its moments, right?
If he didn't put in the crashes 3 times and the oh dear Lord,
that wrecked the rhythm of the whole thing.
Yeah, because he should have went right to the Ben thing.
Yeah, he was doing pretty good.
Boss.
Right.
You know who Ben's body reminds me of? And this is a really obscure one. But watch Clockwork Orange, the old bum that they savagely beat.
Oh, yeah.
Just the stiff, awful body he has. Like, he's kind of fat, but not really. That's exactly what Ben's body looks like.
All right. Opie and Anthony movie trailers. This came in 2nd place, the runner-up.
Wow.
That was 3rd?
Yeah.
This will take over duties if the winner
that's right.
is unable to fulfill.
I'm trying to tell you, Jimmy, it was a rough couple of weeks when these things were coming in. We played a lot of the bad ones. A lot. This is Jim in Chicago. A Big A and Stalker Patty movie trailer.
Meet the Big A.
And this...
One man on a search for love. This is Stalker Patty.
Well, I'm not scared.
And with a little help from some friends, they just may fall in love.
Big A.
Yes.
We just want to know if you might have a little interest in Stalker Patty.
Yeah, I do actually. Patty, would you like to go out sometime?
Sure, I'd be happy to go on a date with you.
We got a lot of connection.
And when these two get together, watch the sparks fly.
I'm going to be taking Patty to the Red Lion. Promise me to do a little dancing?
We'll hop and bop.
The meal is very good. The company's even better.
What were we talking about? It must be the wine.
For
Monster Rain Pictures comes a story of love.
I don't want to eat out of somebody's mouth.
Trust.
I don't want to get AIDS or anything like that.
And heartache.
Just want to be, friends.
Why can't we be more than friends?
It's still too early.
It's a love story that'll tear at your heart.
Fuck you, bitch.
Starring Greg Opie Hughes.
That's it, man. It's over.
Anthony Cumia.
You stupid fuck! Are you listening to me? What the fuck are you... Hold me back. I want to kill her. You cruel motherfucker.
And introducing Bill Burr as Dr. Love.
Fuck it. That's it. I'm going to fucking rub them out until I drop.
Yeah, fuck it. They're all whores.
It's the feel-good movie that'll have the whole family saying...
Fuck you, bitch.
Now playing on the Opie and Anthony Show on XM Radio, Channel 202.
With your fucking manhood intact.
Rated S for some stinky breath and stupid shit.
That's pretty good. A little love story.
He's like
roaring in a second.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, not every idea we come up with is.
Yeah, I heard she wasn't too fond of his breath.
His breath. Yeah.
Awful.
Kind of. Oh.
Yeah.
It smells like the type of breath after you drink milk. That awful milk breath you get like 25 minutes later when it's dry. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Just that.
Milk breath, champagne breath, or mothballs. Or all three.
And finally, we could put this bit to rest. The best movie trailer that came in from the listeners. We got to congratulate Lunchbox Eric.
Lunchbox Eric.
Who came up with this gem. It was the best one that came in out of 20 to 30 of them.
It could end right there and be the best one that came in.
What?
It could end right there and be the best one that came in.
The dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural.
Yeah, I didn't want Amanda Peet on the show. I could care less about Amanda Peet. That was set up by the booker. That's why we went after her and talked about her stupid, awful tits. I don't care about Amanda Peet.
Learn to know the dark side of the Force, and you achieve a power greater than any Jedi.
We are at war. I was blowing someone off.
It was rude.
Don't fucking say blow off.
That's what it is. Well, you're misquoting me.
Bullshit.
You're saying I complained about Billy Burr and Patrice. I wasn't even here when Patrice first came in.
Very dangerous putting them together. I don't think the boy can handle it.
I never said you had a problem with Sean. Stop misquoting me. Stop misquoting me.
What's the big deal that he didn't get a proper goodbye on the air? You're insane.
I'm not insane.
I need your help, son.
Dude, but if it's not going in a direction and you think you could help out, then you jump in.
You're on this council, but we did not grant you the rank of master.
You run the show. I know that. I'm not stupid. It doesn't mean I can't say something I didn't like.
Are you threatening me, Master Jedi?
I don't know, dickhead, because I don't know what was going on that day, fuckface.
Twisted by the dark side.
I feel so helpless.
Oh, don't get all angry and yell. You can't say you want me to voice my opinion and then get so pissed off when I voice my opinion.
You're insane.
I'm not insane.
You were the chosen one.
You should have told me that instead of saying, hey, man, I really like the way in the conference calls you're coming from two different points of view.
There you go.
That's the winner.
You know what bothers me about that whole thing is twice you call me insane, and my only defense is I'm not insane.
I'm not insane. I told you I'm not insane.
Yes. That was a bit that kind of just wobbled around for a while. We're finally done with that. Thank you, Nathaniel, for getting the top 5 or 6
well,
there.
who would
Lunchbox
think?
Eric came up with the best one. Yes.
Who would think our listeners couldn't do as good a job as Laszlo?
Yeah, I know.
On production.
I know. No, we'll do. You got.
That's like having somebody paint the Mona Lisa and then going, "Hey, everybody, just grab a brush, a canvas, and now you do it."
Yeah, you're right. Well, we'll end with the Laszlo production piece. How's that sound?
Righty.
Because we got to take a break. Audio Slave is in the house.
Yes.
as some people like to say. The whole band is here, and we'll be talking to them next. As we go to break, you missed this too, Jimmy. Laszlo and Steve put this together for our first anniversary.
Oh, nice.
1 year at XM, they came up with this.
Each day, millions of Americans gather around their satellite radios, awaiting the rallying cry that unifies them all. It's the Opie and Anthony Show, but it's a show where every day may be their last. As they celebrate 1 year back on the air, let's look back on moments that could have been their final sign-off.
This one, right?
Yes.
Oh, what are
you motherfucker!
Oh, Bernie!
Stand up for your rights, Bernie! Sit down! Oh, my God!
Subway vigilante Bernard Getz has shot and killed radio shock jocks Opie and Anthony during an apparent psychotic meltdown over a broken CD. Let's go to our token Asian correspondent, Hui Xing Sao.
Another close call came with Tippy Tom, and it could have gone terribly wrong.
Are you guys ready to wake up Tippy Tom?
Tippy Tom. It's Tommy.
Uh-oh, he might
Tom.
be dead. He could be. Does he have a pulse? Yeah, does he have a pulse?
Looks a little blue.
Oh, my. We could have a problem.
A homeless man died live on national radio today on the Opie and Anthony Show after passing out and swallowing his own tongue. XM Satellite Radio fired the controversial radio team. XM Vice President of Programming Eric Logan, who has great hair, is denying any liability.
And while their assault on the media campaign has attracted national attention, the consequences could have been severe.
Breaking news, former CBS reporter Arthur Chien has reportedly gone on a rampage outside the XM studios in New York, attacking Opie and Anthony with a samurai sword while shouting the same expletive that got him fired.
What the fuck is your problem, man?
But those things didn't happen. So it's a time of celebration for year one of the Opie and Anthony Show. There'll be drinks held high in the air, bear hugs, and for a few, maybe even a tranny. Remember, every O&A show is a moment to cherish, because each show could be their last. Opie and Anthony, the virus is spreading.
And it burns when I pee.
Let's see how this
Can I get
comes
paper
out.
towels?
All right?
They're right there. All right, here we go. I got it spray. Oh, this is nice.
This is a story about a man. He always was so lonely at night. But his voice is rowdy. You can hear it all through this train station. And I'm going to sing this one. This is about Tippy Toe Tommy.
Let's go while we're young.
It's late at night. And I got nowhere to go. My money's gone and also all my friends. And the cop says to me, "Hey, you smell bad. Get out of here." And he says, "And you know I have an angel." And he says, "That angel, shelter me from the pouring rain. You have homes. This is my life. I'm living with so much pain. Shelter me from the pouring rain. You have homes. This is my life. I'm living with so much pain. That's just a little piece.
Ah, very nice. Audio Slave. You're checking out the Opie and Anthony program. We call it the O&A virus, spreading across America thanks to XM Satellite Radio.
That's right.
Getting more gooder every day. And in the studio we have Audio Slave.
Hello. What up?
And they're just waking up. They got their Starbucks and their water, and they're like, "What the fuck are we doing here?"
Yeah, we never have the right. We don't have the right hours for rock guys, man.
Yeah. Well,
We used to do.
We'll make do. We'll all make do.
Well, we used to do afternoons, and we would go through at least, I don't know, 2 or 3 cases of beer a day.
The beers were going on.
No joke.
We had a frozen Jaeger machine, and it was afternoons. It's like, 4 in the afternoon. Who can't start drinking at 4, you know?
I like the commitment.
Yeah, we really did commit right up until they
We had
threw us
3 or
off.
4 refrigerators filled with beer. One was supposed to be for food, but we gave up on that. And
But now in the morning, it's like, yeah, you can have an egg white omelet and some coffee. And
Well, a morning audience has their demands, you know.
Wow.
They want a sharp wit.
We brought the Jägermeister machine. we brought the Jägermeister machine with us, but that turned out to be a really bad idea. Really bad idea, and as you can see, it's not in the studio anymore.
When can we actually tell what happened then? Because it's been a year.
Has it been a year?
Look at Hawk shaking his head. No? Underage drinking what?
I don't know what the hell happened. I think she showed up drunk.
Girl backroom fuck what?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that one.
He gets all nervous.
Yeah, it was a bad day.
Jimmy directly involved? What?
It was a bad day.
Nothing. The differences on satellite radio are immediately apparent, let me tell you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I forgot. Oh, gentlemen, welcome to the wonderful world of satellite fucking radio.
This is like Wizard of Oz when it goes into color mode. We're in color mode now, man. It's a whole new world, this satellite radio.
No restrictions with language or anything you could talk about. There's, none of the crap.
Yeah,
well, we're going to take advantage of it while we can.
Yeah.
Before they decide, well, now, we've got to regulate this, too.
Yeah, there were no restrictions on the Internet when that first started, right? And now it's, you can't...
You guys obviously had your fair share of the fun of people trying to get into the shit you're trying to release back in the old days, right?
Yeah. More than our fair share.
Yeah, a lot of the PMRC, was it called?
Yeah, and more than that, I mean, more recently, too, there's, we've been no stranger to censorship through the years. Yeah.
Really? Still dealing with that?
I mean, not lately, not in the last, but it depends if the terror alert goes to burnt magenta or something, then we're once again in danger.
We had a subway terror alert for the last week here in New York City. Turned out to be nothing once again, so... We think it might have something to do with an election. Or I do, anyway.
Yeah.
The mayor's trying to get reelected.
Oh, yeah.
And all of a sudden he's shown he's in control, I guess. I don't know.
Government wouldn't lie to us.
I was going to say, a politician would never do anything.
Never.
That sneaky.
Of course not.
Never.
And then, just before you guys walked in the studio, we were all laughing because Bush is, hammering nails on TV this morning, so...
Yeah, he's doing some Habitat for Humanity thing, so they got 20,000 camera crews around him watching him trying to drive a nail. And it's just the saddest thing, man.
It sounds special.
Wow.
Yeah, it's special, all right. Yeah. The hammer was wrestled to the ground when it hit the president's thumb.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if they'll show him on TV when he drives the nail into the 2000th coffin of the young man or woman from the service coming home. I wonder. Yeah.
There you go.
That'll be as well covered. Yeah.
No, I don't think we'll be seeing any of those hijinks. Look at you now, being all controversial.
Oh, yeah. Hey, it's satellite, baby. Let's roll.
Well, wait for the calls to come in from Alabama now.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tom.
What
Appreciate
you talking about? Goddamn you.
Get back to the Jägermeister machine, Tom.
Yeah, what's wrong with you, boy? Yeah, how into the whole political end were you guys with Rage and stuff?
Pretty well into it.
Was it like, well, a lot of people assume...
As into it as you could get, I think.
But no, I'm just saying because, like, Zach was the one that always came off as the one that was, like, really, as us white people call, the problem. You know what I mean? No, he came across as the guy that was really at the forefront of it and just very into it. I was just wondering how the rest of the guys were.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't be more into it.
Really?
Couldn't even tell you. Yeah.
Did things change though when you got successful and really? It almost seemed like the more success you got, the kind of more people could kind of look and go, it's a little hypocritical now.
No,
I know they did that in the beginning too.
Yeah?
Really?
Yeah.
No, but I mean, definitely. I think the more successful a band became, definitely the much more radical the band became. I think. It was,
really?
Conversely, absolutely.
Because as I was looking, because I mean, I watched you guys from right when you guys hit, and it kind of looked like, wow, they're bashing the system, but they are certainly capitalizing on it. And earning the U.S. dollars and everything.
Well, I mean, the way that we looked at it, and Rage Against the Machine was a band. I mean, yes, we did. There's no doubt that we did earn money, but we gave away millions of dollars, to various activist and charitable organizations. That really wasn't the point. The point of being on a label like Epic Records, which bands like The Clash were on, and you know, major labels also had Public Enemy, Bob Marley, artists like Bob Dylan as well, was to get that message to as many people as possible. And you and I probably wouldn't be talking about it today had we not been on that label to begin with to discuss the opinions of that band. So I think that was.
But it must be tough to balance it out like that, you know.
There was never any conflict within the band. I mean, there may have been conflict within some people's minds, but we did our best to to use the platform that we had to stir up as much shit as possible for XM radio people.
That's right.
Was that your first?
Feels free. Feels free. Yeah.
Was that your first curse right there?
It might have been on.
It's fun, right?
No. Every once in a while it happens. And,
no, I mean,
it happens, and there's someone's on the button.
Have you ever rolled down Rodeo with the shotgun?
Before this tour is done, maybe.
Hey, before we move on, what is Zach doing these days?
You know
We've
as well.
heard
you know as well
all
as
sorts
I
of
do.
rumors that he's in the woods somewhere and just fighting all sorts of.
I don't think
things.
that's the case.
No?
He's been working on a record for some time, but that's as much as
I got to be honest. When Rage kind of broke up, and I was like, oh man, and then you got Chris Cornell, and then did the Audio Slave thing. I couldn't be happier. You guys, you pulled it off. I couldn't figure out how you were going to pull it off because you guys had such a unique sound and a unique lead singer, but. Props to you guys.
We were lucky.
Yeah, the Audio Slave thing is really, really working for you guys. And you went to Cuba.
Yes, we did. Which brings us here this morning.
Yeah, but how do you get into Cuba? Can anyone go to Cuba?
Canada.
No.
There's only one way in.
Cheney, you have to sign a piece of paper.
Seriously, there's only one way you can do it, and you have to put a lot of time into it. And
really?
But I want to go to Cuba, let's say.
Seaworthy raft that actually can float for 100 miles.
And hold a PA.
Seriously.
Did you guys go? I actually just got an offer to go for Thursday and Friday, but I couldn't because I was here to Guantanamo. Is that where you guys went, or did you guys?
No, we went to Cuba. We went to Havana, Cuba. Yeah.
But how do you? I could go tomorrow.
No, you absolutely not.
How do you guys get
it's not. It took a great deal of wrangling, bureaucratic.
Because I didn't think anyone could go to Cuba that's American, whatever. And then
did you go under the guise of like a humanitarian thing? Or something?
No, there was no guise. It was like the U.S. Treasury Department and Fidel Castro had to sign the piece of paper that said Audio Slave can come there as part of like a cultural exchange.
Something tells me they don't sign a lot of things together.
Yeah, you don't see them agreeing on too much, but they did on Audio Slave.
Wow, that's great on Audio Slave.
Yeah.
So and Fidel's got to be a big fan.
Yeah, well, it's hard to say. He didn't come down to the show, so but it was unbelievable.
About 65,000 other people.
Yeah, 65.
Wow. You think he said yes because you guys are anti-establishment in general?
I don't think that had anything to do with it.
No?
I think that, go ahead, Brian.
No, you go ahead.
I was just going to say, we were just very persistent. We really wanted to do it. No American rock band had ever played there, and we were determined to be the first one.
How are they getting music down in Cuba? Where does their music come from?
Well, there's Miami radio stations, for one, that they get, but there's not that much internet access, so it's through, like bootleg CDs and stuff. So but they don't get like a they get like Lloyd Banks and they get Venom, so it's not like, the Billboard Top 200 that they get. But it was really unbelievable. We went down there and the show was announced about 2 days before the actual show happened, so we had no idea how many people were going to show up, and it ended up being about 70,000 that showed up.
Did they know your stuff, or they were just
They knew some of the songs. They knew some of the songs, and they were appreciative of all the songs. And we played the longest concert we played over 2.5 hours. We played every song we could imagine. We jammed with like local Cuban musicians on
Did
stage.
you run out of songs?
We ran out of songs.
All of a sudden, you're like, oh no.
What's the crowd like? I mean, the differences between playing here in the States and playing in Cuba.
Timmy, what's the crowd like?
The crowd was different. It was like most crowds work as one, kind of like an ocean, and it was more like a river with rapids.
Really?
There was people salsa dancing. There were people pitting. There were some people standing still. There were others with their hands in the air. And it was clear that they had never rocked out like that before.
Yeah.
And that was the cool thing about it.
Wow. To see that many people salsa dancing to Killing in the Name.
Yeah, that's just got to
be
a little odd, but very cool, man.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Yeah, you wouldn't think. Was there any sign that maybe they were a little inhibited because of?
Not at all.
No?
Inhibited is not a word that I would use.
The only sign they had was the swastika with the Abu Ghraib people right there behind the stage.
Yeah, the stage is actually backed up against. It's not the American embassy or consul, but wherever the one U.S. building on the island outside of Guantanamo is right next to the stage. It was the plaza where we played was built for the Elian Gonzalez rallies, So it was like the one modern venue in the country. And like Timmy said, they had that was what he was describing was facing the U.S. consulate. Wow. Which was pretty crazy.
Yeah, they had Elian Gonzalez on TV very recently on 60 Minutes. He's now 11, and he's happy to be back in Cuba.
Yeah. Loves Fidel like a father figure.
Yeah.
Stuff. Do you do some sightseeing? They open the place up for you and really got a good look around.
It was amazing. I mean, that's the part that was probably the most surprising. Is we thought we were just going down there to give the people of Cuba a great treat. Here's some rock, enjoy yourselves, and we got so much more out of it probably than we could have ever given back. It was the experience. We were there for like 3 or 4 days, and the experience we had meeting people and the emphasis on like culture and the arts and the amazing musicians we met and the kind of the warmth and pride of the people there it really blew us away. And we had the cameras rolling for all of it, which we got not only the concert part but also our amazing journey to Havana there on the DVD as well.
Yeah, Audio Slave live in Cuba. When this comes out today?
Yeah, that's correct.
Mountain biking in Cuba, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of sweet. There's no like guards to prevent you from riding on any of the
ruins.
The ancient ruins that they have. You can just ride your bike right up on it.
Wow, man.
You think they're happy down there? What's your thoughts as you left Cuba?
I'd say that.
Do they want a different way of life?
I would say that there's not only is there an economic embargo by the U.S. against Cuba, there's very much an information embargo. And as American citizens, we have no idea what really goes on down there.
I think there's a lot of propaganda on both sides that just completely keeps us from really understanding each other's culture. And you guys going down there and filming stuff and bringing it back is pretty cool.
Yeah, and hopefully that will open some doors between.
I think they're fine though. The people that are there, they got Coke, they got Pepsi, they got Budweiser. They're totally content.
I would
There's an
love
embargo.
if they opened up Cuba to the state. I mean, I think it would be.
Yeah. I mean, there's one thing about it that was. That was very refreshing was, because it's not one thing that everywhere in the world you tour is, you tour in capitalist countries. So there's like billboards and there's Paris Hilton and there's Britney News everywhere and there's, KFC everywhere, and there's none of that there. I mean, there's absolutely none, which was very, very refreshing. You get the occasional, Che Guevara billboard, and beyond that, you get none of that jammed down your throat.
Pictures of Fidel around, or?
A few.
Yeah, a few.
You get Coke and Pepsi, though. You get a lot of that. A lot of it.
That's what I hate about America now, all the franchising. You go to any part of this country.
It's not just America. You go everywhere around from,
It's bottled in Mexico City, so
at times,
not American.
Times you're like, why do I even bother leaving New York? It's pretty much the same wherever you go.
Yeah,
as far as the Starbucks.
I
mean, it's everything.
Unless you're in a communist country. There's no real billboard.
That's the point I'm getting at. I used to love the mom and pop shops and stuff, but obviously it's drastically changed. Someone's yelling at us because we haven't introduced you guys. It's Audio Slave, and Chris Cornell's about to walk into the studio, and we got the whole band here. Here he is now.
Here comes Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Hello, Chris.
We started without you, sir.
I came late so that I could be singled out.
We started without you. We're talking about the whole Cuba thing, obviously. The new DVD comes out today, live in Cuba.
Audio Slave. Who did that? That sounds fun.
You mean a band played in Cuba?
And so far, it's been very interesting.
Yeah. How'd you guys hook up? Did you have a relationship before? While you were in Soundgarden, you guys were in Rage?
Not really, no.
No?
We played at Lollapalooza 96 4 shows, I think it was, together. There was kind of a roving slot on that tour where usually it had to do with geography. Like when we were in Michigan, a band from Michigan would play, and when we were in Oklahoma, a band from Oklahoma. Well, and then Rage was just out on the road, so they played 4 of those slots. And I watched, I think twice I watched when they played. And I just thought it was one of the best live bands I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And that was it. I met them. We got along great. We had like an afternoon where you could tell there was camaraderie right away. We hung out, and we were out on the road, I think, with Metallica then. We didn't really hang out with them that much on the road. it was that tour, but we just, you know, it was a different thing.
But you guys needed a singer, obviously, and then did you have a short list, or
it was actually Rick Rubin who was pretty instrumental in getting us together, because Rick had produced the last Rage record, and so we were hanging out around Rick's house, you know, who's our friend as well, and talking about what we were going to do, and the you know, the one name that's didn't keep coming up. Rick was like, "Dude, you guys need to play with Chris Cornell."
There wasn't some ridiculous ones like, "Hey, David Lee Roth, what do you think?"
Was there a point?
Like it was just between those two.
Was there a point where you were thinking it's over?
Hell no.
That's
cool.
Not for a second. You just knew you could move on, no problem.
Yeah,
I had a dream about Rick Rubin actually probably about an hour ago, because I was asleep an hour ago. And
sorry about that.
Incredibly cool high-tech skateboard. And I wanted it. And that was the dream.
That was your dream?
It was incredible. It was the coolest skateboard I've ever seen.
And when you woke up, were you bummed out that it was a dream?
Yeah.
I hate when that happens. You're like, oh, man.
Me too.
I was rocking in my dream, and I'm now just waking up in a hotel room in New York.
And if there's a cool thing, he always has it, you know?
One of those guys likes buying the new toys and stuff?
In a lot of ways, yeah. I mean, you would never see him on a skateboard ever in a million years, but... That's projection in my dream.
You guys made a few bucks. Anything that you just like, the first thing that you really went and said, holy shit, I could afford this now?
A house.
A mattress was
really? It was that bad?
Yeah.
And a pinball machine.
A mattress and a pinball machine. Those are my first two.
Something besides Top Ramen.
Yeah.
I ate Top Ramen like 3 times a day for a long time.
Dinner for 2 at Red Lobster. That was really...
That Top Ramen shit's great, though, man.
It is. I still like it, and I don't have to eat it now.
Yeah, it sustains your life for so long during those lean years, and it's damn tasty.
Well, it embalms you, because there's so much salt in it.
Yeah, the salt preservative. Like a mummy. Now, obviously, you've been singing forever. Your voice, man, probably one of the best in rock. Your range has always been amazing. If I may use the word, Jimmy, phenomenal. Did you always... Now, you have to know when you're seeing other people sing, you're in bands and stuff, and you had to know, wow, I really got something here. When did you realize you could really...
When did you realize you were phenomenal?
Yeah, you were. When did you realize you were amazing?
I have moments where I feel that, and moments where I don't feel that, and that's like right now.
No.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to sing this morning for us.
I could. I'm not going to, but I could. I just want you to know that I could. And I'm sure it would be really great. But I'm not going to do it. When we get in the van, though, I'm going to sing for these guys.
Oh, they're going to love you for that.
Yeah.
Is it hard to say? Obviously, in the morning.
I started out as a drummer, and I wasn't that great of a drummer. And thank God, I had other talents, because I loved being a musician in a band, and I liked working on songwriting and performing, every aspect of it. But drums was for me, and I just didn't have. You have to have something like Brad has it that I don't have. Just to get in the pocket and the groove and you're kind of like the foundation of the song and the band, and that just you either have that, I guess, or you don't. I don't think you can teach that. But I would sing backups from the drums. And to great acclaim right away.
Yeah.
And so it didn't take me long to put 2 and 2 together. That
get off the kit and
yeah.
Well, did you do covers when you played drums?
Absolutely.
Yeah. What were some of the covers you did?
First time I ever sang from behind the drums in a band, I think it was a version of Red House that was based on Jimi Hendrix.
Really?
Yeah. And I think I actually sang a Billy Joel song.
All right, that's what we want to hear.
Those are the ones.
We don't want to hear the cool covers.
Yeah. Red House. That was the first one, but I think You May Be Right, I May Be Crazy. Like I kind of know the words to that song still, because I did that from the drums. Now there's a bunch of embarrassing ones I don't remember, but that's just
Did you
right
do any Eagles from behind the?
No, I think Eagles would have been all right.
Yeah,
that wouldn't have bothered me. I was not.
That's usually a singing drummer usually decides to do a couple, maybe Hotel California or something.
I know we're in New York and people are going to be upset, but I don't like Billy Joel. Never did like it. Didn't work for me.
He went from during the 70s, he was cool for a little while. to listen to. You
Yeah,
weren't
maybe
embarrassed to say.
Maybe I was out of the country that. I don't know. I don't remember that. But
remember
I don't know. I think like the late 70s.
He
or
was
something.
trying to be cool, and that was the problem. You could see it coming. He had the skinny white tie over black suit, jumping around in white tennis shoes like he's a punk rock Billy Joel now, like a little. And how did that? A Piano Man was all right.
Trying to
That's
win
what
over
he
the
is.
Clash fans.
Exactly.
Right.
Although I know, I have people that swear by the fact that his live show was supposed to be as good as anything, this side of Springsteen, and I guess it's true.
Yeah,
I never saw it.
You didn't like his lyrics though, when you may be right, I may be crazy, when he talks about riding his motorcycle in the rain.
Yeah, he's without shaving. You get the feeling like he hasn't shaved, and he's out. He's that crazy, wacky Billy Joel that drives around Long Island and smashes into people in the middle of the night when he sees double vision.
You gotta like the fact that he dumped a load in Christy Brinkley and then had a few shots and got in a car. How do you not respect that?
Eloquently put.
Yeah.
Oh, you can do that on satellite
Phenomenally
radio.
put.
Well, at least he walks the walk. He doesn't talk the talk right, but he walks the walk.
There's some news story that he was his old drummer, I guess,
I'm looking
and it's
for that.
probably a nightmare for people that go on to fame. Is when somebody from your past perks up, because it's not his drummer that he's played with for all these years and was successful with. It's like his original drummer when they were just kicking around came out and wrote this story about him, wrote a book. And he talks about Billy Joel drinking furniture polish to catch a buzz.
I believe
that's what you want. Your old drummer to come out and talk about those days.
Yeah.
Ramen noodles and furniture polish.
Well, there was a reason why he wore a white tie over a black suit. That's probably it.
Any old bandmates do they keep in touch? Because I know a lot of guys in bands, you played with people, so many different people, and then some go to the wayside, you pick up some new guys. You ever get a call, hey, dude, you need, like, a guitar player?
No, that not Soundgarden was together for a long time. I think that
couldn't have been your first band, though.
No, not at all. I had a lot of bands, but
I
never kept in touch with anyone.
Bass player would call up and go, dude, you're in fucking Soundgarden? You don't give me a call? Yeah.
Most of the bands I was
someone's
in,
sick, you could call me.
Yeah,
I could get on a plane for you.
They wouldn't know how to get a hold of me. Most of the bands I was in before Soundgarden, I left because I didn't like anyone in the band, and that was, so it wasn't a keep in touch.
I'm sure they're all there. But we liked you, Chris.
Maybe they were.
We talked about you all the
I
time.
wasn't an asshole, and they were, and that's why I left.
God damn, that's always the way. Holy shit! Nothing more fun than being in a
Speaking
band.
of old bands, it just don't. What's the date today? The 11th. We are just shy of 2 weeks away from the 5 years since Rage Against the Machine broke up.
It was 5 years.
5 years.
Wow,
October
man.
24th, 2000. Yeah.
God damn.
He remembers that date.
Where did those get? What was that all about?
I was hung over at my mom's house, and my mom comes in the room and says, "Zach's on the phone," and I'm like, "Oh, Zach's gonna have to wait." I'm sleepy. She comes back about like 5 minutes and like, "Zach's on the phone. He says it's important." So I'm like, "Hello." He's like, and he tells me he quits the band, this, that, and the other, and like there's some press release coming out in a minute on MTV to say it. I'm
wow.
And I'm like,
oh wow.
All right, bro. I gotta go back to sleep now.
What? It was just like that?
Yeah.
Did you see it coming?
I saw it coming for about 10 years. It was actually a surprise each day that it didn't happen.
Was there a lot of friction between him and the rest of the guys and you guys?
There was constantly tension. Yeah, there was friction everywhere.
Yeah.
Chris Cornell's a very calming influence on the group as a whole.
You see, I told you.
Yeah.
It wasn't me before.
Phenomenally calming influence.
You were not the asshole.
You guys a lot happier doing the Audio Slave?
Like on a daily basis, it's so much. There's a lot less tumultuousness on a daily basis. It's awesome, and we're so lucky too. Like here it is 5 years after, it's like a phoenix from the ash. 5 years after Rage Against the Machine breaks up, we're here talking about playing in front of 70,000 people in Cuba. It's pretty awesome. So, we're lucky.
That's amazing.
Chris, what do you think of Cuba? We talked to these guys about it a little bit.
I want to go back. I mean, it was phenomenal. And I've talked to people since we did it, and of course, the experience for us was being an American band going there to perform in front of a lot of people. And I know a lot of people that aren't Americans that will talk about, oh, you can just go right into Cuba if you're not American and on a vacation. And it's like, yeah, we didn't do that. It wasn't a vacation. It was an amazing cultural experience, and it truly was a cultural exchange. I feel like we, as individuals, forget about Audioslave, the band or the marquee, but just as 4 guys going in there and being musicians and artists and seeing that side of Cuba was phenomenal. It was incredible, and I hope I feel like some of that does get on the DVD. So I think that I also think as a U.S. citizen that doesn't get the kind of information that other countries may get in terms of news media about Cuba. Watching the DVD will be a good thing because I can speak for myself. I'd never been there before, and the only images I have of Cuba and the Cuban people are the giant flotilla shots they show on the news of people desperate to leave so that they put themselves and their grandparents and their children in peril and try to float across the water to Florida. But you get there and it's anything but that feeling. And it's also it doesn't give you the vacation resort island spot feeling either because it hasn't been co-opted by huge corporations. And I've been to a lot of vacation spots like that too, and you don't feel like you're in a zone where the actual people that live there.
Yeah, you're not getting a taste of the real culture.
They don't own anything. And they're almost they're the ones that become the maids and the dishwashers, and you didn't get that feeling either. These are proud people that that live in a country that they are proud to be in, and they're not in by the tens and thousands trying to float away.
So in general, you think they're happy over there?
I got the feeling that they were extremely resourceful and happy in a way that in my life right now I can actually be influenced by, because as Americans we're constantly inundated with new ways to be distracted. And it's referred to as entertainment, like go see the new Batman movie, check out the new PlayStation game, check out we have this new drug you can smoke and all that stuff. And people really, without the types of distractions that we have, particularly the commercial ones, were standing around playing music at night, having a good time, enjoying the company of other people, enjoying art forms, music, literature in ways that probably has not been going on in this country for a long, long time. And I think that is more rewarding than sitting out and zoning out playing PlayStation, which is something that I'm guilty of doing.
Yeah.
So I value family and my relationships with my family and my band and the people close to me, and that you feel that with the Cuban people as soon as you land.
Yeah, we just kind of look at it like, oh wow, they're impoverished, so they obviously don't have any fun, they have nothing to do, and you just kind of put it in a nutshell there about it's not always about that.
That's
pretty cool.
If as a U.S. citizen, you get a little slap in the face when you get there with that, which is the U.S. embargoes is what is creating that poverty, and yet you're not seeing a bunch of desperate people. You're seeing people who are incredibly resourceful, well-educated people doing amazing things and are happy. In the face of since before I was born, some pretty dire poverty and lack of resources, and it's kind of you can't help but be stood up by that and think, my God, these are amazing country and culture.
I think the embargo is kind of a double-edged sword in that respect, because if it ever stopped, there would probably be a huge American influence down there, and the culture would start to suffer because they'd have access to a lot of those distractions.
I heard Timmy mentioning Coke and Pepsi, and then it'll be McDonald's and Burger King and IBM and Starbucks.
But you know what it would be? It would be a resort.
And a resort.
It would be a resort. And there'd be a bunch of people on the beach, and they wouldn't be Cuban.
No,
you
drive through the impoverished neighborhood like you do to get to Atlantis or something.
And that's one of the highlights of the trip was we went to a music university that used to be in the pre-revolutionary days, was an elitist country club where like the rich people from other countries would come and the mafia, people would come and play golf and drink champagne and whatnot. And I'm sure the Cubans,
each other golden
I'm
telephones.
sure the Cuban people there, were cleaning up after them. And now it's a free music school for any young Cuban person that shows talent in the arts, gets to go there for free and get a complete education there. And we went there and saw some young jazz musicians play some of the most jaw-droppingly amazing music we've ever seen. But they may not ever be heard. But it was really incredible. But due to the embargo, they don't have enough guitar strings and bass strings and drumsticks and things like that. So that was one of the ironies.
Can't they get it from other places though, like Europe or?
No. It's because it's not an embargo. It's basically a blockade. Like the United States just says you may not do business with Cuba. Like if you're France and want to send over a boatload of guitar strings, we will sink your ship. And or if you want to send over cancer medicine for children with cancer there, we will sink your ship. That may not come in either. So those are some of the things.
Has the U.S. ever sunk a ship?
They don't need to because people there's a big enough stick wheel.
It's like if you deal with them, then you're not getting this. It's one of those things. Yeah, you could do business. Go ahead, do business with them. Then we won't send you this.
Exactly. And the United States is a much more lucrative trading partner than
those countries aren't afraid to deal with Iran. They're not afraid to deal with Iraq or other countries.
They're not communists.
Supposedly. But you know what I'm saying though. Other countries that
we have more.
And Cuba doesn't have oil either. Which is one of the reasons which Iran and Iraq do. They have sugar cane.
And there have been actual physical blockade standoffs, ship to ship standoffs, where no one was sunk, but it's happened.
Yeah. They came after us. When we were floating across, there was definitely an incident. We brought mirrors though, and we were able to reflect the ocean, and so it was like ocean camo.
We brought mirrors.
Sick though, we went right between them.
Suddenly, that just sounded genius. That whole mirror camouflage thing is like it's almost Predator. Great, bro.
We brought mirrors.
I like that.
You can do anything with the right combination of mirrors.
Brilliant.
All right, they're saying we got to wrap up because you guys got somewhere else to go at 10 o'clock. Ben, is that true? Yeah. Huh? All right. That sucks. We're
crack
getting
producer
going,
Ben.
Man. It's Audio Slave live in Cuba. Any final thoughts about Cuba or anything? What's going on?
Watch the DVD. It was amazing.
Did you guys bring us any cigars?
No, the State Department. I mean, when we landed in the port of entry, they took a very close look for cigars.
A
lot
of people, you go to the resorts, you could bring them back and stuff. And it's not that big a deal, but I bet they just checked you guys out.
Very careful.
Very well.
We're also on tour, by the way. We're a band that's on tour in North America, playing some rock and roll shows around this.
A lot of people are asking, do you play Rage? Yes, you guys are playing everything. You're playing Audio Slave, you're playing the Soundgarden, and then you're playing the Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah, even some Temple the Dog we've been rocking.
Really?
Yeah. Even some.
Which one?
We're going to be doing all of that at the Madison Square Garden.
Say Hello to Heaven.
Yeah, Madison Square Garden's on the 29th, but this show goes everywhere, right? So just check out audioslave.com and
which Temple of the Dog songs?
We've done All Night Thing. We've done
Hunger
Strike. We've done
Call Me a Dog.
Call Me a Dog. Yeah.
Chris, did you know Andrew Wood?
Yeah, he was my roommate.
Was he really?
So I
thought
he bump into him a couple times. Who are you? Get a haircut.
I absolutely loved Mother Love Bone.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That record's a jam. That record.
I still play that.
Yeah.
I think that was a very influential record on rock, actually. I've always felt like his death, in a weird way, affected rock music, because I think Mother Love Bone was kind of a bridge between like the commercial hair metal bands of the 80s and Nirvana in a sense.
You can hear it on the record.
Yeah. And when that bridge was gone, after he died, that bridge was gone, and then it was much more polarized.
Yep.
Because it was okay. Like Mother Love Bone still was cool, and the quality was incredible of the songwriting,
and yet there were fancy outfits.
And yet they wore fancy outfits.
Right.
They would pout, and they would wear big hats and stuff in a photo shoot.
It is right in the middle between the hairband and the grunge, without a doubt. And I'm psyched because XM is playing Mother Love Bone, because commercial radio doesn't even touch Mother Love Bone, which I think is a shame.
I do too.
So whose idea was it to do the Temple of the Dog after he did what he did there?
It was a long, sort of strange process. I wrote 2 songs, Say Hello to Heaven and Reach Down, and I demoed them like on a 4-track at home, and then I had this idea for a second of maybe I'll get the the other members of Mother Love Bone together, and we can go do this as a single. And then I thought, well, they'll never want to do that, and it's a bad idea. And then somehow or another they got the tape and called me up. And then the idea was, we'll do that, and we'll do a couple more songs, and we'll do some of Andy's solo songs that no one's ever heard, and we'll cover them. And then his family and friends got really uptight about that, like somehow we were stealing his songs. And it wasn't a time to have weird feelings. And at the time, I wrote a bunch more songs for it. And Stone Gossard, now the guitar player of Pearl Jam, had a few things that he was working on. I wrote lyrics to that, and we just made our own record and all original material and put it out.
Man, it's love Temple of the Dog. Oh yeah. Sorry to go off on that tangent.
It's all right. we love it too, and it's awesome to be rocking those jams.
Yeah, right on.
That helped this band exist too, because I had such a good time going in with a group of people that I did not know, and it was such a positive experience that I had a positive attitude about possibly getting in a room with these three guys and having it be great, which it was from the moment that I stepped on stage. Like, there was a guitar and an amp on stage. I picked it up for 2 seconds, realized we were worse if I played it, and then we started coming up with stuff, and these three guys sounded unbelievable, and me singing over it sounded like Audioslave, and it was great from day one.
Awesome. All right, with that, we got to wrap up.
Guys, thanks, man.
Thanks very much.
It's Audioslave. The new DVD is live in Cuba. I'm going home and watching this today. Can't wait. And you guys are touring all over the place. Website for the tour dates? Because we're heard all over America. Right?
Yeah, Audioslave.com.
Audioslave.com for tour dates. And they're playing everything from Audioslave to Soundgarden to
Rage
Against the Machine. So, thanks,
cool.
guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks a lot, man. Thank you.
Gather around the campfire, kids, and toast yourself a marshmallow. Settle in for another tall tale from your old Uncle Al Jorgensen.
What made you get married?
We were at Graceland.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, that's the answer.
And that does it?
I don't know.
That's
Elvis,
kind of magic
some
over
kind of magic, weird shit. We got married at
You
Graceland.
see a vision getting married. lose all your shit.
No, Graceland is bizarre to get married in, man. They have all these...
You got married in Graceland?
In Graceland, yeah. All right? At the little chapel behind in his backyard or whatever. And as you go all through Graceland, they have all these fucking rocks that are like, fake rocks, fake things that have speakers in it, that whenever you pass by the rock, it has some kind of motion sensor, and it says Elvis thing, so you think you're losing your fucking mind the whole time you're walking around there.
Elvis?
You're like, hey, man, don't worry, it's going to be okay. It's all going to be okay, man. Go ahead and get married, man. It's all right. Seriously. This is a true story. All right, so we're at the altar at the little chapel, me and Angie. And I'm sweating because I've already had one really ruinous, failed, horrible, shitty-ass marriage.
So why would you do it again?
Well, because she's great, okay? But and not only that, we were at Graceland. I got caught up in the moment, and I'm really glad I did. But at any rate, I'm at the altar. So I go, look, I got to take a piss. I got to take a piss. So I left Angie at the altar, went to go take a piss. And in the actual bathroom next to the altar, there's an escape door.
Get out.
Guys, I swear to God, there's an escape door in case you just want to bolt at the last second.
Does that rock say, run, man? Just run.
No, but
Take off, man.
So I'm in there looking at the door. I'm throwing water on my face because I'm kind of like, man, do I really want to do this? I don't know. And I'm looking at the escape door in the back, which is open. I check, so you can haul ass and run, right? And I'm throwing water on my face. All of a sudden, I hear through the speakers, it's all right, man. It's all going to be okay. And they do that shit on purpose. I swear. I talked to Pastor, what was his name? Pastor Bear. Pastor Bear was the guy who looked exactly like Jerry Falwell. It was creepy, man.
It's creepy.
Jerry Falwell married us, basically. And, they got Elvis piped through everything. Everything, man. It's creepy.
It's sad, man. Did you plan on getting married there, or did you just get there and go, hey, let's get married?
Last-minute thing, yeah.
That's one of those places that people like Vegas and there, people just
me and
decide.
Brittany, it's like we're the same kind of deal.
This is the Opie and Anthony program. That was really cool, man. Audioslave in studio today. We're starting to get real guests.
That would definitely qualify. How much gas do you think that Chris Cornell got in his whole career?
Jesus.
Lead singer, Got the goddamn voice.
Just looks like a rock star.
And he's a handsome man.
Looks like a rock star.
Bastard.
I had no idea he was that tall.
Yeah, he's really tall.
He's got to be like 6'4".
Big hands, probably has a cock to his knee. Fiercely depressing for a comedian to look over and see that.
You have gifts, Jimmy?
What?
Jimmy has gifts? Oh, I thought Jimmy brought us gifts.
That's what I thought you meant. I was panicking. I'm like, I certainly didn't.
Oh, we're giving him gifts?
Yeah, don't sound so surprised.
Here's our reality, by the way. Here's one instant feedback, and then the one right below it. Get Audioslave back. This has been the best show you've done on XM. Keep up the good work. Very next one. Hey, fuckheads, that interview with Audioslave sucked.
That's what we live every day.
That's our reality.
You know what I always say, guys? You can't win for losing.
That's right.
This is the new Jim Norton. No more anger. Regular Joe Jimmy.
Oh, look at what you got.
Yeah.
You got a happy birthday bouquet.
It's not his fucking birthday. What? It's it's cute and all when they call and say happy birthday. They're sending him stuff.
Who is this from? Oh, you know what this is? Oh, this is from Johnny. He got the part. Oh, what is this?
Take it away.
I don't know shit about Cuba.
No, I
thought that was
none
interesting.
Of us really do.
And now I'm going to go home and watch the DVD, Audioslave in Cuba.
Let me tell you something about Cuba, and I've never been there.
Jeffrey Ross went. I was trying to bring that point up. That was the first time I knew that as Americans you could actually go to Cuba. I had no idea. I thought you just weren't allowed. They would shoot you as soon as you set foot on their soil.
You know what you're doing before you dig into that yogurt?
What?
You're learning about Cuba, eating some food.
That's right. I had no idea. But Jeffrey Ross said, no, you could go to Cuba. I'm like, what? You have to go through Canada?
He went through Canada.
And stuff, or you could go like...
But I think in order to work, like they were working, they were doing a gig.
Yeah.
Then you got to go through the State Department.
There has to be... I one of my managers has allegedly gone with some very, very high-ups in this business and gotten photos with Castro that are in his office.
Castro?
Yeah, one of my managers is a psychopath genius who actually introduced Castro to people because...
Let me tell you something.
He speaks Spanish.
The Castro photo blows away anything either of you motherfuckers got. Blows away Bill Clinton.
I still got Jimmy beat.
You got Jimmy beat.
My Clinton photo is much better than
you just got a Joe Montana.
I got Joe Montana, and I also got all 4 Sabbath members signed.
All
so,
4
you know what?
signed.
Fidel can eat my American red, white, and blue hiney.
Fidel would be a rough
There's
one.
a picture of my manager's office of Jonathan leaning over, like, talking to Fidel.
Yeah, Jonathan is a psychopath.
Oh, he's a kook with a big bulge in his pants. It really makes me sick.
And he moans when he eats sushi.
Does he?
Oh, God.
Oh, he talks to the Nizala guy?
Creepy.
Yeah, when we were all sitting there at that place in L.A., he just, he's one of these guys, oh my God, the salmon. I'm like, all right, calm down, dude.
Yeah, he really is a psycho.
But what were we saying? Cuba, I had no idea.
Yeah.
And there's no surprise that Fidel Castro and the gang down there picked a band that's very anti-establishment.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're not going to invite a country band down there anytime soon.
No.
Yeah. It's pretty obvious, if you're going to invite the first rock band from America down to play, it's going to be someone like, Audioslave.
Yeah. They did make a good point.
I'm kind of bummed because I wanted to get into Chris Cornell's political views because he stepped into a band that was quite political.
I don't think he's as political as they are.
That's what I wanted to get at.
And you could tell the music isn't as political as
Right,
Rage
it's more,
was.
yeah, they're obviously having more fun and not trying to make huge statements.
Chris just comes off like, hey, I'm the singer, I'm having a great time. Go fuck yourself. It's great. Rockstar.
Let's go to Atlanta. Nikki says we're full of shit or Audioslave is full
of shit.
All right,
Nikki.
What's up, brother? No, you're not full of shit. I was just saying, them saying the embargo is fucking the reason why there's not medicine and stuff. Fidel Castro's a billionaire, and he keeps those people down. I just thought it was kind of cheesy that they were blaming it on us having boats out there. It's not true, and I just don't. I think any kind of ignorance out there is bad.
Well, I can't picture American warships facing down French and German warships.
It's more of a you do business with them, you don't do business with us
kind
of deal that they got with Cuba. And both sides have their propaganda that goes back and forth. We have an impression of Cuba that really is just based on what we know here and don't know there. They really did kind of open my eyes up to the whole fact that, they have a community down there I've always been from the school of thought that if you're an impoverished nation, you're miserable and want to get out. But it seems like they're brought closer together as families, and just like you said, people playing music on the streets and talking with each other.
Because they have no fucking job. And
right? No, I realize that. But what they are saying is it's not that important to them. It's not as important to them as it is to us, and not as high up on the ladder.
That's because they don't know what they're missing.
Yes, they don't have it.
Well, maybe, but
they have no idea what they're missing. They don't really know what American culture's all about.
But they could say that we don't know what we're missing.
Yes,
like
they
could sit and
no question that their family's better, their values are better because they're not the kids aren't playing Xbox. They're playing soccer with their dad.
But dude, they're pitching for $10 a month and they're risking their lives to float over here.
Yeah,
that's a big statement. They're risking their lives to float here across the ocean. They're making boats out of cabs.
Yeah.
If
but
things were that great
but
there.
that's all we know about Cuba. That's what those
but
guys
it's also
said. That's
not
all we know. I mean, are there other people there that are just very happy with the the lives they got in Cuba and don't know any better? Do they have better family values?
You failed talking. You failed talking on the phone, sir. You're the second failure today. My God, people are failing at talking on the phone with us.
You're a good point, Ed. Good point.
That's why we haven't gone to the phones lately. You guys have really, really let us down.
Opie's talking, sir.
And I don't make good points very often.
Yes, you do.
This was a point that I think was going to be good.
Very
sharp.
I think I had a good point.
Make it. Go on and make it.
I wonder about their family values and if they have better family values and better family structures because they're not caught up with the PlayStation and watching the movies and all that shit.
That point stunk.
I mean, you wonder, though. I mean, I think you really have to be a parent down here. You can't just, oh, my God, throw your kid in front of a PlayStation all afternoon.
I'm just saying I couldn't imagine.
But I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and
I don't know either.
I have no fucking idea.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine being down there living like that and enjoying myself or having any good time. But they, on the other hand, might look at the way we live and think, my God, they don't spend any time as a family together. They, they're so individualized. We're very self-centered in this country, you know what I mean? We got our stuff to do, and we do it, and we got our toys that we want and get. And they're down there, making do with what they have, but, kind of a better thing in one way comes out of that.
Right.
Not that I want to go down there. Fuck that. I like my toys.
Let's go to Paul in St. Louis. Paul?
Fidel.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, man.
Hey, this is the first time I've ever called you. It's totally cool. Those guys sounded like they were, on the payroll for Fidel's Ministry of Information. That crap that they were saying about some blockade, that's the biggest bunch of garbage I've ever heard about Cuba. I've got friends that have been there.
Yeah.
I go to Canada weekly. They've got billboards up, and you can fly out of Canada. You can fly from Mexico City. It's very well known. You can... It's just ridiculous, that stuff about not getting drugs and medicine and the U.S. will sink ships. That's just a bunch of crap.
No, that ain't.
I can't see the United States sinking a cancer medicine ship. I'm sorry, and I'm not being Mr. Pete pro-government. I know the government's dirty, but I can't see them saying this phone is driving me nuts. But I wish Rage had stayed those guys had stayed because the point I was thinking of was we allowed the U.S. said lift the embargo and the food for oil for medicine thing that Saddam was obviously stealing all the money for himself, but they allowed Iraq to have the embargo lifted partially to sell some oil so they can get medicine and supply. So I don't want to hear that they're sinking cancer boats. I don't picture the U.S. going, there's some sick children. Sink that boat full of medicine.
Fire one.
Do you think if you're the captain of the cancer medicine boat that you make sure it's written on the side?
Cancer medicine boat in big red letters?
Right.
Yeah.
Of course you do.
You even have a flag with a coughing person on it, just in case there's a different language.
A little no-eyebrowed kid with a bandana around his head.
A bald 5-year-old trying to smile.
Instead of having a flag, it's just a robe. Just fluttering.
Yeah, just a tattered quilt.
That's it.
Tattered quilt.
A flag with 2 sad parents on it.
Sir, I'm looking through the periscope here.
With the smokestacks just
Should
coughing.
I fire?
With the smokestacks just coughing black smoke just because it can.
Oh, that's horrible.
I don't know shit about Cuba. It was very interesting to have those guys in, and a lot of people asking why didn't Audio Slave play. Well, because we still have cubicles.
Yeah, it's
I'm
hard
blaming
to
the
set up in the
cubicles.
cubicles. Once we have... You're ripping off Ronnie.
Cubicles.
I'm blaming the cubicles.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, Fez.
Hey, Fez.
Yes, a lot of wires.
You know,
Left and
I
right,
don't
Fez.
want...
Love 'em.
I don't want Don or Elo or XM telling me anything until it's absolutely true.
Or
Until
Hawk.
it's happening.
I don't want to hear we're going to get rid of the cubicles. Just tell me when it's done. I'm
Get 'em
sick.
out.
It was supposed to be done by the beginning of summer. Then
We were
it was
gonna have a
supposed to be
stage,
by fall. Well,
stripper
fall is
pole.
here. And I don't see any construction going on around here.
Get going. Get cracking.
Now they're saying sometime in 06, okay? I don't want to hear anything anymore. When it actually happens, then send me a nice email on my BlackBerry saying, boom, this is happening.
Hey, did you notice
a
the
lot
cubicles
of
are
empty
gone?
promises.
Right.
A lot of empty promises. A lot of things that might be happening.
Well, did you check your email?
What?
Because I did.
What?
Ben
What?
got an email from from Don Wicklin.
What?
And we are to see Ben about seeing a PowerPoint presentation that has been sent to Ben about our the advertising and marketing for November and December. I am chomping at the bit
When are
to
we doing
watch
that?
a PowerPoint. When are we doing that?
Yeah.
I assume it'll be when I'm at about exit 29 on the Long Island Expressway, doing about 75 miles per.
Well, I'm all for the PowerPoint presentation, and I'll be happy to stay and enjoy it.
You do that because I couldn't. The word PowerPoint. I want to dig my eardrums out of my head when I hear the word PowerPoint. It has corporate drivel written all over it, and I won't be part of it.
If Ben attempts to show me that, I'm just going to tip the machine over and break his foot.
Oh, would that be great? I want to put a PowerPoint through his little head, right through his eyeball.
All right, in other news, other things to do today.
Don't want to broke my foot. You didn't have to throw it on me.
The PowerPoint, dude.
Wait, what, is PowerPoint like a big machine, or is that like a thing on the computer?
It's on the computer, yeah.
Oh, that's why that...
You were thinking something with an overhead projector, you 1975 ass.
Was.
What were you thinking, slides?
I really was.
And the Indians greeted the pilgrims. Here are Indians trading with the pilgrims, giving them corn and beaver pelts.
PowerPoint. What the fuck year are you in?
I don't know. I'm just silly and cute.
You are hysterical.
What's the thing you used to hold up to your eyes that you'd like watch a little thing? You put like it looked like a little small record with photographs in it.
Yes.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you put
That
it
was
in.
It was a little disc.
Viewmaster.
Viewmaster? Very
The
good.
Viewmaster.
I used to love that. Really felt like you were
It was
in the
3D.
It was 3D.
It really was.
I had Disney ones with like Peter Pan and stuff, and it was all 3D. Like
I
you
loved
were
them.
looking.
I
at
had the Grand Canyon.
Grand Canyon.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
pretty cool in 3D.
That was wonderful.
Do you remember the little song, Where's the Fire, Where's the Fire, Where's the Fire, Where?
No.
Oh. It was about a boy who called the fire department and falsely.
Oh.
And what happened is
Little
eventually
bastard.
the fire came, and the boy was like, he would always call a false alarm in, and then finally they would show up and they would start singing, Where's the Fire, Where's the Fire, Where's the Fire,
no.
Where?
And what happened in the end?
Well, there was an actual fire.
And they didn't show up.
The lad called, and he's singing something about, I remember the boy going, doesn't anyone care? Because it rhymed with
Did he
where.
burn up?
His stuff did,
His
yeah.
stuff did?
I was a kid when I used to hear that, though.
A horror.
I know.
That's really funny.
I just can't
Where's
remember.
the fire?
Where's the fire? Where's the fire? Where?
Play it on your Victrola, you oaf.
Wait, the kid was saying, and it's burning up my sheets, and it's crime. I wish somebody else out there, please, have heard that.
Yeah.
So they could tell me where to find it so we could listen. And there's a song, by the way, I want to talk about that it made me really upset.
What?
It was the end of Wildcats in the movie with Goldie Hawn.
Goldie Hawn movie?
You watched that movie?
No, so the end of it was on.
Mm-hmm.
When did anybody think she was anything but punchable?
Yeah.
Because the end of it, they're doing a rap about football, and she just chimes in and keeps going, football! Like,
oh, no.
Like,
I think I saw that once.
And it's like they're like showing video of the cast singing this rap, but she just keeps going, football! Football!
Oh,
like,
dude,
in
you're
that
killing
in
me.
that cute
I know
Goldie Hawn
exactly
voice.
what you're talking about, and I'm cringing.
And at the end, she's like, football! She kind of like giggles like I'm the Goldie Hawn cute giggle.
From 1969, Rona Martin's Laughing.
Dude, it's
that you're not anymore?
Awful. It's really, really bad, and it's been bugging me for a month.
Oof. That is horrible. We're going to have to get that.
She was the coach.
Yep.
And that's all she was wearing, a little jacket, and she was trying to do with football.
They thought it was going to be a cutesy ending.
Oh, adorable, because look at Goldie looking off.
Well, the credits rolling as the song was playing.
Exactly what was happening.
You know what they should do?
Wonderful.
Football.
Paint Sakatumi on her face and have somebody do it.
Or someone should say, what did Wesley Snipes just cram up your ass with his fist? Football.
All right. Hey, we got Michael Jackson news we got to get to before we get out of here. Looks like Michael Jackson busy polishing his image with his work on a charity single for the victims of Hurricane Katrina, may have made another publicity misstep.
Uh-huh.
We were talking about this the other day in the office. I don't think we talked about it on air yet. Well,
look at this publicity misstep. There's a drowning young lad, and Michael's on a dock offering his cock to the little fella. Grab this with your mouth. You'll be fine.
Did they actually print this as a publicity misstep for him?
Yeah.
Oh, because we talked about it right when we heard it.
Well, yeah, they did it as just a little cute story, and now they're starting to say, what the fuck is he doing once again, okay? So he's in London, hanging out, because he's not really welcome in America right now.
Nope.
Well, while in London, with his children, Jacko caught a performance of Elton John's musical Billy Elliot on Saturday.
You know.
Did you see the movie Billy Elliot?
No.
It's now a musical. Is it the?
Yeah.
Is it the?
I would assume it's the same as the movie. It's about a prepubescent boy, or an actually right there at the pre-adolescent boy.
I would say 12.
Wow. Who wants to get into dancing and ballet.
And he's from a tough town and what?
Yeah, and all the little other boys make fun of him and stuff.
Right.
And it's a lot of young boys in tights kind of thing, and perhaps he should have taken in, I don't know, Cats first. We'll warm the people up to the fact that you're going to see a show.
Miss Saigon?
Maybe. Just something other than just... If the last thing you did that put you in the news is a pedophile trial, perhaps the next thing that gets you in the news shouldn't be you going to a young boy play.
How about taking in Glengarry Glen Ross, faggot?
There you go. There's a movie with adults. Talking.
It gets a little more interesting.
It does.
So Taken was the king of pop with the cast, and its 12-year-old male lead, Liam Mower.
Wow.
Kid's asking for it with a name like that.
Mower.
That's right. He chomps pubic hair off and spits it out like mulch.
Liam Mower.
He's a good boy, Liam.
Little typecasting going on here. A source told the 3 a.m. girls of London's Daily Mirror.
My dick is the grass and you're the mower.
Is his name Liam Mower, or is that the nickname that someone gave Michael? He's a Liam. He's plowing that boy.
Let's see. A source told the 3 a.m. girls of London's Daily Mirror that he invited the whole group back to his hotel room for a party.
Are these people watching? Did they see the news? Is there a news embargo from the United States to London? What?
Well, Michael thought the production was amazing, the spy said. He asked the actors to come and join him in the Dorchester Hotel for a post-show celebration.
I'll be serving Jesus juice. What a creepy kid toucher.
Well, of course, Jacko's rep, Ramon. No, it's Ray.
Get me, young boys.
Bring me Liam Mower.
Ramon. Mix up a batch of Jesus juice so I may rape these young boys.
Ramon, bring me an asshole with the consistency of a salad bowl. Ramon, bring me a cock with peach fuzz on it.
Ramon, bring me something pink that smells like Lucky Charms.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Well, Jacko's rep, Ramon Bain,
Raymond. Steve from Neverland, you're on the phone. I just wanted to invite him up to the hotel room.
Jacko's rep, Raymond Bain, told us nothing could be further from the truth, Anthony.
Of course. Raymond.
The quote, he went to the matinee with a family friend and his 2 kids. He didn't even talk to the cast because of security reasons, because there were about 5,000 people who had gathered outside. As a result of that, he left right away.
Yeah, sure.
Who's the friend? Family friend. That's
He went to the matinee with a family friend and his 2 kids.
Family friend.
Gary Glitter.
Raymond.
Raymond, bring me
my hard drive.
I was trying to step by so I could get to a hard drive.
Of course you were. I wasn't allowing that on your first day back, you selfish. My hard drive joke.
You shined last night on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno.
Yeah, you're on The Tonight Show.
Yeah, give Anthony the hard drive joke, will you?
Raymond.
Raymond. Fucking faggot.
Raymond and Liam Mower.
Little Liam Mower.
Liam Mower.
Oh, Billy Elliot, what a douche. What a little douche.
Yeah, maybe take in something else first. You know people are going to start talking.
Yeah.
He just loves looking at prancing little boys.
Yeah. All right. Let's say hi to Mark.
God, I wish I had Raymond jokes ready.
What's up, Mark?
I know. More Raymond jokes.
Jimmy's just killing today.
Oh, yeah.
It's like Bill who?
All right. We're in the middle of this whole thing, you know.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Your bunk.
Let's go to Eric in New York. Eric?
Good morning, boys.
Morning, Eric.
Now that Jimmy is very famous, I wanted to ask him, does Jay Leno pay anything for the appearance?
Yes.
You get paid to be on the show?
I think it's $1,100, but they pay you. They re-air it once. Like next week, it actually re-airs. I think next Monday night, like late or something like that. So yeah, you do get paid, but that's like SAG or after stuff.
Any gift baskets?
Yeah, any gift baskets?
Jay gives you a gift. What he gave this time was like these badminton things, which I left. My manager will have them in L.A. I'm not gonna
badminton?
Yeah,
like rackets.
Yeah. Really odd gifts, but
that is the oddest gift a talk show host could give somebody. What would you possibly do with that?
I don't know. Play some badminton.
Well, yeah.
What would I do with them? I'd probably pull my scrotum up and just push the racket against it and look at my scrotum through the little squares for 5 seconds, and then I'm done with the rackets. That's what I would do.
Thanks, Jimmy.
You're welcome, fella.
Look like the blob coming through that crate at the movie theater.
You just put a little griddle mark on my ball bag. Old waffle bag. Raymond, bring me syrup for my testicles.
Jimmy's Jay Leno appearance is on OpieandAnthony.com and FoundYourMusic.com in case you missed it last night. And I can tell you for a fact that, yes, it will rerun next Monday. I guess it would be officially Tuesday morning at 2 a.m.
Okay.
Because I set my DVR for the second Tonight Show that was on my guide.
Okay.
And I got last week's show.
Which
pissed me off. But I got to see it before the show today in the office.
I think I have DVR. I'm going to try to work with that.
Oh,
the DVR will piss you off, though, every so often.
Yeah, because
it will malfunction. Something will happen. You'll lose a recording. It'll freeze up on you. You'll have to unplug it and then plug it back in. Yeah, they're kind of a little touchy.
Football. It's a cute face every time, like the teeth are like kind of like a little book, like football.
Yeah, I am picturing this perfectly. Somebody wrote on Instant Feedback that football song haunts him 20 years later. It's still like...
We got to find it. We got to find it before Jimmy goes back to L.A.
Oh, we do. It's at the end of Wildcats. We can get it by tomorrow.
Yeah, it's the end of Wildcats.
All right, listen.
Football.
The Killers were also on Jay Leno last night.
Yes.
Love these guys. Why don't we play them going into break?
Yes, I'm not familiar with them, but they were very popular. The girls loved them.
Yeah, they're great. So here's the Killers from Jay Leno last night, and we'll continue. Remind me to get to the clown story, the Boston clown prison story. All right, this one is making Ben laugh like...
because it's Boston.
Of course.
Tom Brady's
it's Boston, it's clowns, it's prison. We'll get into it next.
God bless our love. God bless our love.
Milton and Anthony virus. Get infected.
I get pulled over a lot.
In New York?
Yeah. I speed. I pay no attention to rules, to signs, to things. I go point A, point B. I'm getting there. I don't care what I got to do.
I find that New York City cops don't pull you over often.
They don't a lot, but some of the shit I do is really stupid. Like, I'll drive on a fucking sidewalk. I've done it.
In the city?
Yeah. Yeah, I was going through Queens just the other day. I got over the bridge, and I'm trying to get onto the road that goes to the entrance ramp for the expressway. And the tractor-trailer decided he's going to try to turn from under the expressway overpass in Queens and couldn't make the turn. Now he can't back up because there's cars that were right on the truck's ass.
Right.
The truck is stuck, blocking every lane of traffic. The car's trying to get to the expressway.
What'd you do?
I looked. I saw there was one parking space open that revealed the curb and the sidewalk to me. So I popped the curb.
I've been in the car with Anthony. I've seen him take the curb many times.
And I drove on the sidewalk for about, I don't know, about a block until I could get around the truck back onto the road. But then I had to find another open parking space to get back onto the street, and that took me a little further than the truck. So I'm just driving down the sidewalk. Then I pop back on, and that's it.
You know, somebody knows about Anthony, like, over these few years I've known you guys.
Yeah.
You see pictures of you guys. Anthony looks like a disturbed guy, like, you know, like one of these sociopaths, right? But you know what? He's really an outraged white guy. Like, I never realized. It was one day I came in, he was complaining about computers and no one was customer servicing him.
Yeah.
I was like, you know, and to this story, you're just like an outraged.
You're
like,
right.
I shouldn't have to. Officer, I'm driving. How dare you? Anthony really is outraged.
You are right. I am an outraged white guy.
You are really.
And I don't even look the part. You're right.
An entitled guy. I didn't realize. Like, you look like Anthony, let's go, man. Let's get out. Let's rob this bank real quick. Come on. Why would you?
I have my assets are in this very establishment, Patrice. Why would I want to disturb?
That really was an entitled story. I drove up on the sidewalk.
Oh, yeah.
Because he qualified it with the tractor trailer blocking up progress.
I have things to do, people to see.
I pay you taxes to widen the highway. This should be more highway and not sidewalk. Why?
You are so fucking right. Oh, my God, he is right.
He looks nuts.
Yeah, I look like a lunatic.
You do
You're
tell
right.
like you're entitled to
You're right.
drive on the sidewalk.
No freaks. No.
That's the name of the game. Jim Norton in studio for the rest of the week. We're very happy about that. Don't forget to see his Jay Leno appearance on OpieandAnthony.com and FoundryMusic.com in case you missed it last night. In studio, Ron from the Ron and Fez Show.
Thank you.
There he is.
Their show will be starting in about 20 minutes from right now.
I just came in to get my picture taken with Jimmy and have him sign some stuff for the kids.
That's it.
That's all.
Get it while you can,
Why
Ronnie.
not?
Because,
Why not?
His star is rising, and we're just going to lose him. Well, we know it.
Well, we're hanging on. We're hanging on by the
grab the coattails.
Yeah, we're hanging on to the coattails, but he's starting to kick at us.
Put some hooks on your shoes. We'll do a Jimmy Schubert joke there. Hooks on the shoes, and off we go.
I'm going nowhere. But the beauty of even you saying that is that stupid Bob Kelly right now is thinking, well, you know what, dude? They can't use Billy every day. They're going to have to switch off and use somebody else.
Yeah. He's very happy being like third string. Bobby. He just knows it's not his seat. He knows when you're gone, it's Billy's seat. And when Billy's gone, we might call him.
That's right. Bob's in contention with 5 or 6 other guys for that seat.
Actually, Patrice will be in Monday and Tuesday.
Oh, good.
Patrice did a great job.
He's hilarious.
Yeah, it'll be really funny.
Next week, the lineup is looking like this. Patrice Monday and Tuesday, Rich Voss Wednesday, Bill Burr Thursday and Friday. I don't see
you get 4 good days.
I don't see Bob Kelly in that mix right there.
Sunday afternoon, Bob could stop in. Do a little NFL thing, maybe for Sirius.
How good was Jimmy on Jay Leno, Ronnie?
He slayed. Absolutely slayed.
Thanks, man.
We're very proud of him.
Yeah, it's only the Tonight Show. You know?
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, you know,
it's only the Tonight Show.
I wanted to go into the airport and get on a plane and come here. This is where I want to come.
Yeah, for now. We understand.
Sure.
We're that convenient, ever-doting wife that is here for you while you go out and fuck other women.
Well, and you come home smelling like Quim, and we have eggs ready for you in the morning.
Yeah,
There you go.
You got the damn glitter all over you. Who
You got the body glitter on you
got the
from
body
the whore.
glitter.
You smell like whore, and we just smile and cry alone in our bedroom. We cry alone.
We're looking away right now.
We're running around the kitchen like Joe Pesci's mom, getting everything. Oh, why didn't you tell me he was home? I want to get him something nice.
I just want to stay with him here. I just want to spend some time.
I'm telling you, I love you over my shoulder in the bathroom as I'm wiping like tuna salad off my dick.
Yeah, we know. We understand what the relationship's like. Yeah. And to think that it's going to continue is ridiculous.
We've been around too long, Jimmy.
Yeah.
You're going to convince us. You're going to try to convince us, but look at these faces in this studio.
Right.
We've heard it all.
Well, no, these faces
We're beaten men.
Very curmudgeonly. No.
We're beaten men.
I'm going nowhere.
It's this. Look at us. Look at our mics. Look at the console, and then look at that C that was on the stage of the Tonight Show.
Right.
Your spot that you
this is
stood
just
on.
like being on the Tonight Show.
Yeah, this is all the
I'm
action,
sure.
excitement,
I'm sure
cameras.
I'm sure if we were in your head right now, it's just like hanging out with Jay
Producers,
Leno.
the live audience, the excitement. Yeah, it's just like it, just as good.
Dude,
better.
You'd be surprised how much similar these two things are. In some... All right, well... microphone. There's a microphone. There's a seat.
Liar, liar, pants on fire. Is what I say to you, my friend.
I'm going nowhere.
Well, we'll enjoy it while we have it.
I'm going nowhere.
Enjoy him while he's here.
Sure.
And there's a small contingency of people very happily rooting for my departure. Sorry,
course they
folks,
are.
I am going nowhere.
Yeah.
Of course they are.
Nowhere.
And then we just saw Dice doing earthquake
coverage
on Fox News.
Hey, Fox News! I'm working for Fox now.
It's more of a visual, I understand, but the reporter looked just like Dice, and Anthony went off.
Oh, my
during the
God.
commercial.
I was over at the comedy club, but I'm at Fox. I'm over here now. I'm over here now doing earthquake coverage. Weren't you running a gym for a while? Yeah, I was at a gym. I was running the gym, then the comedy, but I'm over here now on Fox News. There was, I don't know, something shook, something fell on some poor bastards. And now some dark people are trying to dig each other out. Back to you in the studio over there, because I'm over here.
I would watch that every night, actually.
Would you watch it? The guy, I don't know what the reporter's name is.
Fly him all over the country for the latest disaster.
But if that guy didn't look exactly like Dice doing the friggin' news from earthquake-riddled Afghanistan.
He just needed the bedazzled jacket.
I got my jacket on. Look, I'll turn around and show people. It'll cheer them up. I'll do some jokes over here. Hey, you in the rubble. Hey,
over here now. Pay attention. So I'm on the line at the bank, and I got my tongue up this chick's ass. Oh!
Hey, what are you, dying on me? Wake up, you. Hey, Haji. Wake up. What's with Chinese people driving? You can blindfold them with dental floss. Oh! Hey, pull a rock on him. He's enjoying himself. Just pull a rock off him so he could see me. Hickory dickory dock. That child got crushed by a rock.
Oh! It's much better when you see them.
Sure,
it's Dice.
Certainly is. It works. Dice.
Yeah. They're filling in the blanks at home. I guarantee that.
I can't do the voice.
Yeah.
Hey, we got a little.
Worked with them.
We got a little tune for Jimmy Norton.
Ooh.
Wildcats. I say they call me Tremaine, the ebony lover. I validate the theory when I'm under the cover.
Useless spoiled kings, better than diamond rings.
Football. My name's Tarula, I'm a real bad dude, making sounds and noises that are certainly rude. But when we're on the field, my noises are an art like a or a plain old bar.
It's the spoiled kings, better than diamond rings.
Football.
I was leader of the team for about a week. My specialty was the quarterback sneak. I was sacked and attacked, my bag was packed when I got the word in the form of a bird. You know now.
Better than diamond rings.
Football.
We once were a team that never could mesh it, but now we're something fresher than fresh.
I think we're jamming, and that's a fact. Everybody shout, Wildcat, 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 Wildcat. It's the sport of kings, better than diamond rings.
Best movies ever. That's the song, right?
Wait, I want to get is the last one there? How much time is left there? Can you fast forward to the last one?
Too much time. Oh, my God, Jimmy, help us.
The last football.
Don't cuss. Not us.
If you can fast forward, I think the last football is really enraging because she like giggles like the I'm Goldie cute giggle.
Yeah.
Don't those footballs though? Every time she says it, you can picture her like cutely.
Sorry, I don't know how to do it.
Hawk, fast forward immediately.
Well, all right.
That is horrible.
Football. Yeah, she's just cute. That's just what she says. Football. Blech.
Here we go.
Wildcats. Football. Wildcats. Football. Wildcats. Football. Wildcats. Football.
Did you hear her giggling before when she sang football? Football.
One of those guys started making a monkey noise in there. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard that.
If I do it, everybody hates me.
Yeah, that
Horrid.
beatbox stuff didn't help the brothers out.
Yeah,
at
it really
all.
didn't work at all.
That was something they should have said no to back in the
old school rap. Wow.
Okay, yeah, that is funny. Now I do like it.
Football. Shut up. Her giggle. Her little giggle.
Hey, where's Fezzi?
Fezzi, he needs a little time after he gets off the subway in the morning to calm down. Of course, the orange alert fucking scared the hell out of him.
Oh, right.
So, yeah, it's dropped back to yellow, and, I talked to him before he comes in, after he gets home.
He doesn't take the trolley over, that tram thing, the flying car?
He lives on an island. He's afraid of the bridge, the tram, and now the subway.
Did you explain to the listeners that he lives on that island, that they take that
Roosevelt?
tram that was in Spider-Man?
Yeah, he lives
in
on
Spider-Man. They had the tram.
It was also in Hawk.
And it was
Right.
in Hawk, right?
And it never works. It never fucking works.
Right, there's always a problem.
If I'm ever on it, I'm laying flat on the floor. Until it lands.
If only he was joking. And now, since that orange alert, he takes the subway screaming the whole way like he's on some kind of ride at Disney World.
Now it's just the latest freak out.
Can I take everyone out of the bit, please? Is this real?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, it's not a bit.
Yeah.
He's
What
lost.
happened to you?
I take the subway to the very first stop from Roosevelt Island into Manhattan.
One stop, which is really not all that far.
No, it's 1:45.
Thank you.
You realize
I
Roosevelt...
time it.
It is under the river.
From door shut to door
Yeah.
open, it's 1:45.
You realize that that's not a terror target, though.
No.
That whole
Roosevelt
area.
Island, Retard Island is not going to be...
Retard Island.
If anything, they'd want to make that produce and expand.
Right.
Just have the retards take over.
Opie, go over one day. Spend a day with them on that island. See what it's like.
It's awful. I used to date a girl who lived there.
Yeah.
Football.
Really?
It's awful. Damn it. It's awful, Roosevelt Island.
They actually wear their Special Olympic medals.
Really?
Yeah, it's like
Out
they
there.
strut down the island, down Main Street.
Is it all self-sufficient? Like, is there a grocery store there?
One
And
each.
There's one of everything.
One of everything?
Yeah, there's
like one restaurant, one grocery
one
store,
diner.
deli.
I was there once.
Yeah.
One barber shop. one church.
Is there like a little town, like a little area, sort of?
Yeah, with just Main Street that runs down the center of the
You
island.
are not
of the body, Landrew. Landrew will hear you.
For the rest of the country, you got to explain though. Manhattan, obviously, everyone knows Manhattan, and it's this tiny island that looks like
in the middle of the East River.
And it's in the East River between Manhattan and Queens.
And there's no one that lives there really,
compared
to Manhattan.
If you read the history of it, they used to ban people from Manhattan. There was a jail there. There was a smallpox hospital. There was an insane asylum.
Typhoid Mary was there.
Yeah.
Typhoid Mary.
So, like, if somebody had a disease or whatever, they didn't know what to do with them. They would put them on a rowboat, send them over to Fez's Island to eventually die.
And then burn the boat.
Of course, you don't want disease coming back in it.
You don't pull that thing back.
No.
Why would you live there? I like it.
I like it. Well, I figured I could turn the retards into my minions. I could be king. I could be the bully in the neighborhood.
Yeah, if you're the top dog there, you got kind of an army of darkness. So
exactly what it is.
I got on the Roosevelt Island bus the other day, and some retard, just 4 sides white, just staring right in my face, face to face.
Oh, boy.
He sits down next to me, and he looks at me, and he goes, "We gotta get rid of Bush."
Holy shit.
Wow,
Yeah.
even them.
Yeah.
Even they
Yeah,
are
even now. He is now on Roosevelt Island.
He's losing support with all his key groups.
He had a moment of clarity.
So this stuff is freaking you out, the orange alerts and everything?
Everything, yeah.
Now, what's freakier, though, are these death dreams I'm hearing about.
That's crazy.
Now, I'm listening, and I'm hearing he's been having dreams that he's going to die. When is it, October 27th?
23rd.
23rd.
Thank you for saying 27th.
4 days.
It's like lottery when you fill out the wrong numbers and you got to play both. Now he's going to make it through the 23rd and go, I got to get through the 27th now.
Thanks.
Sorry about that. 23rd. And he's been dreaming that he's going to be killed, actually.
Yeah, 5 death dreams in probably the past 6 weeks.
And is this...
And it's death and destruction. And I'm just seeing horrible, horrible scenes.
Crushed by a bus?
Yeah, crushed by a bus is what I was told.
By who?
The person in the dream.
Oh.
So now what if you stay home?
Jerome Bettis will knock on my door and hit me.
No matter what happens, you still feel like you're going to die.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't feel like anything's safe.
Wow. Why October 23rd? Is that someone's birthday?
I have no idea what October 23rd means. That's just what they say in the dream, and then I see it written down too.
Oh boy. What are you going to do on that day? What is your plan for the day?
I may just stay in.
You
I have to stay in. It's a Sunday.
Yeah, right.
It's a Sunday? Well, that's good. You can do
Sunday,
nothing.
Bloody Sunday.
Oh boy.
So your death won't even be televised? That sucks.
Oh.
There'll be Monday.
There'll
be Monday to talk about it. There's Monday show.
I'm going to do death therapy with him that day.
There will be the post-death show on Monday.
Oh, that'd be great. Wow. I
The
mean,
wake.
can you imagine everybody tuning in to hear me crying? And, just pulling back.
Oh, no.
His real name was... Doing one of those shows. Let me tell you something about the guy I know. The guy away from the microphone.
Oh, my God. Would you actually do that?
Born in Pinellas Park, Florida.
And you're gonna be buried in your favorite place, Virginia, right?
No, I don't want to
Northern
be...
Virginia, back
Northern
where he
Virginia?
loves.
No,
back where you love.
Do not let me be buried in Northern
There's a
Virginia.
little-
In Fairfax. You got to be kidding me.
Little cemetery overlooks JFK. Put him up there on the hill.
I heard you telling him you were going to have him buried there, and he said he will crawl out of his grave and track you down.
I will be zombie Fez and just dig my way out if I'm buried in Fairfax.
Jesus Christ.
But
well, that's scary.
If he dies, then we're all going to be really weirded out by it, though.
Totally.
Yeah.
And maybe then we'll start believing in God.
Totally weirded out.
Or at
because there
least
would
dreams.
Right.
Although you can kind of think maybe he got so worked up about it. Like, did you ever see the Twilight episode?
Right.
Of that guy that went, he had to go to the grave of the guy he killed and stick the knife in the grave to prove that he wasn't afraid. And what he did was he went to the grave, and it was very windy, and he stuck the knife in the grave, and they cut it off at that point. Then they went up the next day and found him dead on the grave. And it turned out that when he stuck the knife in the grave, his big trench coat had blown at that moment, and he had stuck it to the grave. So when he got up to walk away, he felt something tug at his jacket from the grave, not knowing it had stuck, and he had a heart attack right there and died.
That's what you're going to do, scare yourself to death.
So perhaps you're going to scare yourself.
Yeah, it's true.
Right, it's a true story. pitiful portrait of
Those used to scare the shit out of me. It would just be so Night Gallery.
Night Gallery was scary.
I think it was even scarier
than the Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, with that horrible little art gallery with the stupid paintings in there.
So something could happen just out of his own fear. I mean,
Yeah.
how much stress he puts on himself, how much can his heart take?
Yeah, I could walk out in front of a bus just not paying attention.
Yep.
Just being too
'Cause you're
careful
so
not to step on
preoccupied.
cracks on the sidewalk
So
or something.
preoccupied, yes.
What's happening with the men's room, too? I was leaving yesterday, and you were freaked out because you had to go to the bathroom.
Oh, yeah, well, I'm pee shy, yeah.
He doesn't like anybody in there.
So Master Poe is nice enough to volunteer to watch the door.
Oh, God,
I just can't. I can't go in a bathroom when someone else is in there.
You have duty issues or pee-pee issues? Like
both issues. Poo-poo is out of the question.
No, he won't take it.
Only home.
Yeah.
I mean, not even there. You cry the whole time you're doing it.
I put a towel over my head to hide the shame.
What's wrong with me?
I can smell it.
I'm so dirty. I'm filthy.
Like there's a listening device in my bathroom.
But see, the thing is, we can't judge him because none of us have been fucked by our uncles. If we were, maybe we'd have those problems.
Oh, yeah, that could be.
Should we pull the curtain back on that and tell the truth, Fez?
Yikes.
Let's leave the curtain where it's at.
He's afraid to go to weddings because he might be there.
Oh, he might turn up?
He's dead now.
Oh, is he?
Good.
Why don't you go stick a knife in his grave to prove that you're not afraid anymore?
He went there once and put a dick in the grave.
Stab it right through.
Now who's on top? Now who's on top?
As he was walking away, he backed into a branch and almost scared himself to death.
And died there.
Let's go to the phone and say hi to Snapman from Whackbag. Snapman.
Hey, guys, what's up?
Hey.
I got something to say to Fez.
Right?
Fez?
Yeah,
good
buddy.
luck, bro.
Oh, not the good luck, bro.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
You were just giving the good luck, bro.
The Peter Jennings
that was the
good
last
luck
thing,
bro curse.
Oh,
the last thing Opie ever said to Peter Jennings was good luck, bro. And you see how that worked out for him.
That's what I said to him, yes. Let's say hi to Jerry in Oklahoma. Jerry!
Hey, guys.
Hey.
I just want to say, Jim, good to see you back, man. I'm going to miss you when you're gone again.
Enjoy it while you can, sir.
Just turned on you guys about 6 months ago. You're the best thing since perverts and raincoats.
Oh, goody.
All right.
Hey, what rhymes with dick?
No idea.
What rhymes with dick?
Do you know October 23rd is Weird Al's birthday? Weird Al Yankovic's birthday?
He's funny.
Oh,
Yeah.
isn't he?
Maybe you can play at the funeral.
Eat it.
So eat it. Just eat it.
My favorite was I lost on Jeopardy.
Oh, all of them are so funny.
He takes the words, he twists them.
It's like
He
a
does.
surgeon.
He does.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Like a surgeon.
Right. Joe from North Carolina, he's got a request on October 24th. Can you guys play Freebird? It will help.
Sure. We always do.
It will help.
We always do.
Boy.
Football.
Play it on the 21st as we're signing off.
All right, what are you guys doing on the show today?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Quite frankly, we don't care, but we got to waste a minute. So
We're going to be
figured I'd ask.
struggling for 3 hours.
No, you're
and,
not. The show's been sounding great.
I enjoy my ride home.
The show's been great.
I enjoy my ride home listening to the Ron and Fez program.
What time is it on from?
11 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the east, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. in the west.
Where you are. So get up early, Jimmy, and listen to us.
We got to get a plug in for Nathaniel's comedy show tonight.
Oh, tonight, 9:30, right, at Caroline's?
Nathaniel, what's the deal with you tonight? Come on.
I'll be performing at the New Class Clown Show. I saved it at Caroline's at 9:30 p.m. tonight.
9:30 Caroline's.
Yep.
Right there in Times Square.
You don't have to bring people, right?
No, this is a real show.
Take Harry with you.
They should make you anyway.
Take Harry with you.
It's a real show.
Oh, it's a real show.
Wow.
Does Harry do stand-up? Yeah.
Oh, is that what that? He's not as funny as you, is he?
No.
He does slouch up.
We're going to have a contest and see.
Yeah, another thing you missed, Jimmy.
No, I read about it.
Oh, you did read about that one? All right.
Variety?
Variety. Can they print a lying sack of cunt? Variety.
Let's go to Rob. Rob, PA, what did you learn on the show today?
I learned today that FoundryMusic.com is powered by Potato.
Yes,
That's right.
Alternative fuel.
All right. Also want to thank Audio Slave for stopping by today.
Yeah,
That's
That was cool. Definitely.
Audio Slave in Cuba. Actually, it's a DVD.
Yes.
It's a DVD. It's out today.
Football.
I knew it.
One more football.
Football.
Shut up.
That's it. I'm out of here.